Adam fell off a ladder.
Well, that's
hold on. Let's start this episode properly.
Yeah.
Intellectuals in.
Welcome to another episode.
Thankfully, you only fell on your knee.
Breaking news, everybody at home. Adam fell off a ladder moments before arriving.
Must have been around 1 p.m.
Yeah. Okay, so a few hours before arriving.
Oh, this was today.
Today, yeah.
No, and look at the damage of his.
I swear to you, even if I took all my clothes, which I won't, you'll see very little evidence of it. Just a little scratch on my thumb and a little, what do they call that thing?
Get undressed right now.
Prove
it.
it.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Get undressed right now.
What makes me laugh is he said, "Thankfully, I fell on my knee." Usually, that's something you want to avoid.
I could have fallen on my head. I could have,
might have knocked some sense into you.
Okay, maybe I should edit that a little bit. I fell in a manner where it didn't hurt me. It hurt me in the most minimal way possible.
It did hurt you emotionally, though. You said you got startled.
Who wouldn't, right? It was,
So you were screwing in a light bulb to.
I was bringing stuff to like I don't know. Imagine like a cabinet, right? That's up in the air.
Yeah, it was.
I can imagine.
I was on a ladder. I was trying to bring something and I lost my balance.
Was this at the border?
No. It was in my,
How many atoms does it take to screw in a light bulb?
So where was this? Where did
I work?
I work. He was.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, you work at a warehouse. Okay, I'm just adding sauce now.
Yeah.
So Adam, you were almost killed this morning, which is nice. What else have you been doing? What can the people hear about you for the first time today? Because they're all excited to hear your news, and sometimes you leave them wanting more.
Well, one of them. You can see on his head.
Oh yeah. The state of my hair has changed.
You did shave your head.
The state of my hair has changed.
How much did that cost? You couldn't have spent that much on it, right?
It's too much. I think I'm gonna go to a different place.
How much?
No way. How much did they charge you?
40. They gave me what is it? 44? No, 39 or something like that.
Yeah, that's
a little screw because I pay about $40.
and they style his hair and shit.
They do my beard.
You paid $40 for a buzz cut?
No, but they did a bit his neck and stuff. Not bad.
They didn't even do your neck.
Not bad. But
did they give you a hand job?
That's definitely a $25 with tip max.
I gotta say, you've went from the molester to the molestee.
Don't forget, I go to a place that's commercial. When the rates go up, they go up, right? And actually, they've charged me even more. I guess they like me. They charge me as much as 44, 45.
It means they like him if they charge him more. They like him more.
This time they didn't, so it was like,
So they don't like you anymore.
Anyway, it's even, it's neat, it's good, it's fine. I told you I wish you would have still kept the comb over. I'm not even lying about that.
You look like a giant toddler.
What's the reasoning behind that?
You look like
because here's the thing: you have these really
childlike tendencies,
and not just that. Your features, like I don't know how to explain it.
Let's just say sexy.
Like your cheeks, like you have baby cheeks. You know what I mean?
He's still very childlike.
Like he's still there's something. But when he grows that weird, whatever
neck
you
hair.
call it, whatever you call it in his hair, he ends up looking like he looks the way that he looks. Let's not go into details. But now it's the opposite. He looks like the victim.
Well, how does a person react when they never thought of the thought that you thought,
I'm sure they've thought it. I'm sure they've thought it. They just haven't expressed it to you.
Basically, he's trying to say you look like a serial killer before, and now you look like the guy who gets killed.
I get it. I've heard a word that a guy told me I look like a werewolf.
Does Adam look like a werewolf?
Well, did I? Not anymore.
Nah, you look like you're going to turn into
Every
a werewolf.
day I question my life choices. Every time I sit in this chair, I go, what did I do to deserve this?
You were a good man in your past life and you're being rewarded.
I watched a good Schultz episode with
Triple H?
Triple H. It was excellent.
I like Triple H.
Very good episode. And that's the guy, speaking of a good beard, he has a nicely shaved beard.
He does have a good beard.
I need to do this, the Triple H.
Triple.
Yeah, Triple.
They call him, his real name is...
Yeah. Paul Levesque. Yeah. It was a good episode. I haven't watched a Flagrant in a long time, and I watched the whole Triple H episode yesterday, I guess. C'est bien.
Oh, they had him as a guest on the pod.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he did the wrestling.
No. He was on The View there.
He did do wrestling though at some point.
Well,
Schultz.
the WrestleMania is next week. Oh, Schultz showed up there?
Schultz was in the ring.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was the clip? I saw the
Doesn't
clip.
surprise me. Yeah, he would have showed up like a Logan Paul or something. Yeah.
I think it was Logan Paul that.
Yeah,
beat
they
him
got
up.
into a fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah. But no, Triple H, what a life. Good for him.
Mr. Adam, you look depressed and sad. Why are you mad about this wrestling talk?
I'm not. I have a thought, and I'm waiting for the appropriate time to share it.
Go
This
ahead.
is it.
I was indirectly. I was thinking about Guido too.
Talk into the microphone.
I saw a movie which was actually released in 1995 called Money Train. You ever heard of it, Guido?
Yes,
Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. They try and rob the Money Train, which contains like
Yeah.
just whatever the amount.
What made you think of Guido?
Because he used to live in New York.
Oh, that's it? Not that my uncanny fucking... Because I look so much like Wesley Snipes.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the.
When you think of Woody Harrelson, I'm the first guy that comes to
I
mind.
think it's a tooth gap.
Yeah.
You and Wesley Snipes have the same tax record.
Yeah. Hey. You're absolutely right.
That's funny. Didn't he go to prison for
Yeah.
taxes?
Yes, he
He
did.
did, huh? Yeah.
Which is crazy that you could do that to someone.
But
Yeah, that's insane for real.
his big thing was Ryan Reynolds brought him back. as
You owe
Blade,
me your
right?
money, so I'm gonna imprison you.
It's
Well, the guy
wild.
got
It's
paid
so
for,
crazy.
He got paid for 5 years and didn't pay taxes once.
Good. He shouldn't.
I mean, I don't blame the guy.
Exactly. You can't be mad at him.
Is he a terrorist?
No.
Hold on.
Is
He
he a
didn't
bad
declare
guy?
his tax, or
Exactly.
he just didn't do a tax return? There's a difference.
Mind your business.
Good
Yeah,
question.
now you're
I don't
asking
know.
a little too many questions.
He had people, and he trusted these accountants, and they fucked him up.
Oh.
Well, according to him, But yeah.
Could part of the legal blame be put on them at least?
Well, he did his prison time, and
Okay. I hope they at least reduce his sentence because he didn't do it.
it seems
It
like
was
he
the
got out
accountants.
earlier.
Okay.
It seems like he got out. And then
how many years do you do for tax evasion?
I think
Depends
he
on
was
the
like
Depends on the amount,
4
right?
years or something.
Depends on the amount, doesn't
It's
it?
crazy to lose your life.
Yeah,
over
you
that.
could like a rapist if you don't pay your
That's
taxes.
wild.
It's fucked up. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Anyway, but he showed up in the Wolverine movie as Blade again with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh
right?
yeah, I remember.
I'm a mama.
But Blade had the white.
Why are you sweating?
I'm falling apart. Can I have your napkin, Adam?
No, there's no way, bro. That's
what do
so
I care?
nasty. Why don't you just remove your hoodie? Why not
Because-
just remove a layer?
'cause
You
I
know
like it.
Terry blew his nose in that, huh?
Okay, I'll keep it because I love Terry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude, but that was so disgusting.
What do you do?
I wiped my forehead with this.
With somebody with a piece of paper
But
that
he's
probably
not
somebody
sure.
else.
I don't think there's
He
schnapps in
said
there.
probably there's no snot in it. It was just sitting there.
Yeah, I think it was just it came with the coffee.
Regardless,
If there was snot in it, it would have been stuck together.
All right. Well, here's what I want to know,
Poseidon's dying.
Adam.
inside.
We heard reports of you getting into another bar-related adventure.
Oh,
Do you care to share?
You can give me as many reports as you want, but I haven't been in. If it's third floor comedy, I haven't been there. So
It's not a third floor. It's one of your bars.
Oh, you were
This
playing.
is
You
a
were
key
jamming a
time.
machine.
This is
hold
a
on,
key time where the word
pause. I'm curious to know who's reporting this information to you.
I'm
Adam?
curious too. Now that I'm.
Oh, are you
Now that
curious?
Poseidon said what
He
he, said.
was-
I will tell
He
you
wa-
something, Adam. There are eyes that
was
keep
spotted.
their eyes on the prize, and you happen to be the prize.
He has little birds all over the city.
Yeah, and they keep
Yeah.
referring to you as the prize that eyes the guys.
Hey.
Well, I'm not going to pretend I can read your mind because I can't. So I'm.
Yeah,
listening.
so tell us, what'd you do this week, Ken?
Where were you seen?
What
Okay,
bar
my-
did you go
my-
to? It's a simple question.
Okay, remember, for reasons not that I don't want to divulge personal information, the one in the East End, okay? Let's
Yes,
just leave
okay,
it-
okay.
Okay,
And
so
what'd
the
you
gay
get?
bar.
What'd you get down to?
Could you be more specific? Was I
What
doing
did you
there?
do at the bar? What was?
I was watching a hockey game.
Okay, and how'd it go? Who'd you talk to?
I wasn't even there all that long, maybe an hour.
Yeah, what happened during that hour?
Why just an hour? That's so suspicious.
Yeah. Why only going to the hockey game for 1 hour? It's
Yeah.
3 periods.
I had something I have to do after that. Oh yeah, might as well tell you what that was, right?
There we go. Yeah, that's how conversations work.
So when I was a driver working at a restaurant, also in the East End, I went to go see a former
Wait, what?
coworker of mine.
Okay, he went to go say hello to his old.
Yeah, and I'm
work.
telling you what the link is between
All right.
why I saw
All
the
right.
guy I went to see. Now, I know I'm not exactly. This is not like very high level expression, but I don't really know what else to add.
Well, did the Canadians make the playoffs or it's over?
No, not yet. They didn't make it.
They're very close. If Columbus even loses in overtime, they can lose. Even if they lose in overtime, then we're in automatically.
Yesterday, the Blackhawks. What was it?
We lost in a shootout, so we got 1 point.
I saw that shootout. What do you think of this Demidov kid?
not
He's
bad.
amazing.
He scored a goal, I
Yeah.
think.
That's a cool name.
Demidov.
He's amazing. Everyone was in the running for him. He chose the Canadians because he doesn't know how taxes work.
But he's 19. He's
So
a
it's
kid,
good
man.
for Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, they went crazy when this guy.
Yeah.
Should I wipe again?
It's gonna drive me insane. just do it. Just get it over with. Do it while I'm not looking.
There's something with the camera. I'm not sure. And you're seeing it on the camera.
That was actually pretty funny. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
This piece of shit. I like that. I like that. You see harmless shit like I like that.
But look at Adam. Adam, why are you mad that people are having fun?
Those are your words. I wouldn't.
Of course, they're my words. I said them.
I don't agree with your words. I'm not mad.
So say I don't agree with your words. Don't say
Yeah.
those are your words. Of course, they're my words. I said them. Guido, you look like you're gonna murder
Yeah,
Adam.
no, I've been slowly falling apart.
Well, you're weird because you have these days where you're slowly falling apart, but then you're also halfway fixing
better.
yourself
Yeah,
up.
no,
Falling
you're
back
very
together.
strange.
I'm a sensitive person. I went to a wake today.
Yes, tell us.
I wish I knew what a wake
before I
was.
tell you what a wake is,
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to a guy named Saif. I told the Uber guy that I was going to say hi to him. So what's up, Saif? Enjoy. All right.
What, a Saif?
Saif.
Saif.
Yeah. Nice guy. Uber share. It was me.
Saif.
Saif, you mean, no?
A lady and a criminal-looking guy in the front.
Which one was Saif?
Saif was the driver from Morocco.
Did you talk to anyone else?
No, the girl was looking at her phone, and the guy got on at Chabanel.
Was she a young girl?
Yeah, I guess she was in her 20s.
Yeah, she must have been terrified.
Probably.
She's texting her
Could
friends.
you imagine?
I'm with a criminal
God damn.
and what is obviously an Italian crackhead.
Yeah. But no, me and Saif, we were... actually, you know when she left? I said, it's okay. Look, he understood that I had to go, Uber share. So, but
I'm surprised you have
I
a
don't know.
cell
I don't know
phone.
what the funny part is in that.
I'm surprised you have a cell phone that isn't cracked.
Yeah, it's actually in not bad condition.
Yeah.
Not bad. Oh, Saif thanked me for the tip.
You tipped him.
What, you gave him some good information?
Yeah, exactly. I said, be careful, blacks. I said, be careful.
Oh, bro, I don't know who sent this. I think it was you that sent it in the group chat. The Artie Lang and what's your idol's
Norm
name?
McDonald.
Norm McDonald sketch.
About the Mad TV sketch that never happened.
Yeah.
Good Will Smith instead of Good Will Hunting.
I have heard that.
Good Will Smith, he pitched an idea where they do a parody of Good Will Hunting, but it's all black college. And the thing on the board, the equation that they couldn't solve was 2 + 2.
Oh, that's so bad.
And then Will Smith
so
comes
bad.
and he just puts a 4 and they're like, what? Who solved that?
But it was
It
really...
took us 10 years with the professors to come up with that
that's
calculation.
fucking great.
And then apparently Artie goes, yeah, but they said we couldn't do it because it was racist or something.
Where is
I
Artie
wonder-
now? What's the update on Artie?
I haven't had an update in a while. I feel bad.
Well, no, I think no update means good because he's staying away. But unfortunately, this guy has to stay away from comedy clubs
Stay away from drugs.
and bars.
But
So that's
if-
why he's deliberately, he knows he could sell out a room right now.
What
Easily. But he won't go because he knows it's going to fuck with his sobriety.
What about you?
Well, that's it. I can't go to comedy clubs either. Yeah.
But it's not because of your sobriety. It's
No, it's that.
Is
If
that-
I want to play Artie in a movie.
You could.
you could pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have to gain a few pounds, I think.
I
so.
think I'm there.
Is he tall or short?
He's
Like-
pretty much my height.
Yeah, they're kind
Oh,
of the
for
same
real?
guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, you can definitely pull him off.
I don't know if you noticed.
Oh, he could definitely pull him off.
That's what he told me. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm lazy. And I walked from that part of the restaurant to the kitchen to tell you this is the best pizza I ever had. And I'm from Jersey. That's what he told me. I said,
How do you remember that?
Because who would not love a compliment like that from Artie Lang?
But that's insane. How? Oh, he complimented your pizza making skills.
Yeah, he walked over to the kitchen. He said,
Ah, okay. I thought it was just some random shit he told you.
No. And then I said, Artie, you're really going to pay for everybody? You can't take it with you. This is before the nose.
The
Before he
nose
got
knows.
punctured. No,
So
when he
you-
was
you-
with Mike.
So you were getting to tell us about your makeover. What's happening?
I went to a wake. That's why I was all disheveled today. I went to see a poor man died of cancer, 70 years old. Nice man. That's it.
You know Italian?
Yeah.
Made you start
You didn't say
reevaluating
what
your
a
life?
wake is, by the way.
What happened?
What is a wake?
Well, what is this?
I went to the Urgel Bourgie, bro. What do you call them?
It's the opposite of your state of existing.
Salon funéraire.
Think of a funeral.
You've never heard the word wake before?
He's
I
heard
confuse it
woke.
with woke, yeah.
Okay, no, but what
almost
is
the
another
same
word
thing.
for a wake? I don't know.
Going to see somebody before they're about to pass away?
No, going to see somebody after they're
Oh,
dead.
sorry. Okay.
We're going to see someone and then we kill them.
When I went to one a few months ago, yes.
I can't, bro.
Going to see someone right before they pass away is actually wild.
Adam,
Okay, so you know there's a funeral where they bury him?
Yes.
Before that is the
Say
wake.
no more. Say no more.
yeah, no,
Say,
I was.
Poseidon, say no more. I got
Say
this.
no more.
fam.
I was sitting Shiva, bro.
That's my dog's name.
I can't believe it.
so
You go see someone right before they die.
I said, hey, you're about to croak. What's up?
There's a special term for that.
We're just here to show you that we're still awake. You Surobi.
Oh.
So anything else happen? Who's shooting who?
People are shooting each other.
I don't know. Before I was in the dépanneur waiting for the Uber, hanging out with my dépanneur guy, and he always has the Fox News on, and they're showing something about migrants and what's happening.
Here, there was a migrant shooting.
No, people in the border. There's people like what are they talking about in the States?
I don't know what they're talking, but I know that there's always a problem.
All right.
I do know that just from watching the news, Trump has really made his policies like more strict. You cross that border and you don't do it legally, you will get arrested. No questions asked.
I'm kind of surprised you believe Trump is the president because you're always like 4 months back in information.
Well, don't forget he got elected. It takes time until he implements his policies, right?
It also takes time for you to register.
Except I said what I said first.
Ah, you're right. Why am I being a dick? The excitement.
What's his policies, Adam?
I just told you one of them. You don't cross into the U.S. legally, you will get arrested.
By the police.
Hasn't that always stood? Am I out of the loop here? But if you cross anywhere illegally, you'd get arrested.
Maybe they were more. I don't know. Maybe you're in one of these border towns and you inadvertently find yourself on the west side. I don't know.
We are a border town.
I don't know.
Technically,
60
yeah, we're-
kilometers? I don't know.
I mean, we're the closest.
How many kilometers are we within the border?
Bro, we're
60?
45-minute drive from the
60,
U.S.
I would
border.
say.
Yeah. So yeah.
Not bad. If you go to Ganawagi, you could sneak through. That's what Adam used to
No,
do.
it's
He
not.
was a mule. He would run.
I don't know why you guys love to say that stuff.
Adam was a people mule. He was driving because it says écolier on his thing. He was driving people to and from the USA illegally.
Right.
Yeah, he got paid in gambling credits.
So I want to know what you were putting up.
I have to say something on that matter. I'm
why
sorry to
would-
cut you off, but I have to say it won't be long. Are you guys aware of the fact that allegedly, okay, you guys know where Akwesasne is, right? Where the New
Yeah,
York, Ontario,
Mohawk
Quebec,
Casino, yeah.
I have this is what I heard. This was many years ago. Maybe it
That's
doesn't
the
apply
best
anymore.
one.
But if you're a native living in any one of those, that border is common to Ontario and Quebec and New York State. You could just waltz over between one and the other.
If you're a native,
If you're a native,
No.
not a guy born here.
No, I
but
understand
a guy born
that.
here
But
from.
how the hell is how are U.S. Customs supposed to know? Oh, he's a native. We'll leave him alone. He's not.
He
a
has
native.
a piece of identification which
Adam,
says
Adam.
native.
also, if we're being honest, you could tell.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I expressed myself a little bit poorly.
They look like a
It
popular.
would be the easiest thing to walk into that reserve and
And
then
say
just
that you're
waltz
native.
into the other. I don't even
Adam.
think they're. Hold on, there's some kind of a treaty. U.S. Customs are not allowed on the native land, from what I understand. And I think
Adam, the day somebody mistakes you for a native is the day pigs fly.
Walk in into the border dressed like the wrestler there.
He wears
you
a
guys can
headdress.
make jokes all day, but if a guy
walking
was really desperate and wanted to go to the States, go in, enter. Okay, you guys know, obviously, you guys know where Playground is, right? It's on Native Indian Reserve.
Yeah.
There's no border guards and saying, hey, you have to check through us. There's just a sign that says, welcome to Kanawaki.
Why not
Similarly,
why not
there's got to
just
be reserve at the border.
Why
You
not just fill out your paperwork and do it properly?
Or why
I'm
not
just
just
saying.
why not just suck your way through the border?
Yes.
You could do that too, yeah.
You know, you hitchhike a truck driver, you say we're teammates,
They usually have meth.
you know? I just gave him an idea. That's what's crazy.
You guys, okay, you know why you just made yourself really foolish? Because
Why?
because the border guard's gonna ask you who's traveling in the truck, right?
You pose as a truck driver, you fool.
Wear a
They're still
trucker
gonna
hat.
ID you.
He's gonna have to go
What?
mustache.
They
on.
ID that. They still have to give your passport. They're still gonna.
So how-
They're still gonna
Not
screen
e-
you the way they screen a private.
Well, you
car.
don't have a passport?
You were making it sound like they
Okay,
weren't
hold on.
asking ID from the
Poseidon
natives.
was implying that because you're in a truck, you can get away. Whether you're in a private car, a bike,
Hold on.
they still
If I'm a truck driver
yes,
and my friend has decided to tag along for a week with me,
U.S. Customs will tag both. Will ID both of you.
yeah, that's
Who's
fine.
traveling in the truck?
Yeah,
So
you'll
that
need
truck
a
doesn't help
passport,
me. Whether it's my own car or I'm traveling.
But
in
what's
the
wrong with your passport? Are you a terrorist?
No, I'm okay. I thought Poseidon was alluding to the fact that hey, you want to go in without being noticed, go in a truck. Or that's what I thought you were getting at.
Well, because we were talking about this playground thing that you just said happened to be on U.S. soil.
For real, the best way is a train. Cargo train.
I suppose.
Cargo train.
Yeah, for real. Like the bums used to do.
Oh yeah,
Just cargo train, hop on.
the hobos. Those are
Yeah, the
back in
hobos,
day.
yeah.
We don't know. You guys remember?
do you mean
that-
you don't know? Just hop on the train. Who's
you
gonna
guys
check
remember
up-
that big event in like Megantic in 2008? Remember
That
big
everybody
fun-
blew up and died.
What does
Woodstock?
that have to do with...
I think they might be. They might have some. They might be people on the train that are checking for people like that. I don't know. Security
Man,
on the train.
I'm gonna start a new series with you, or not a series, but we're gonna take a video, a long video. We're gonna call it "Smuggling Adam Through the Border."
I'm still trying to figure out what the explosion of Lac Mégantic has anything to do with border security.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lac
That
Mégantic
train
is
was
north.
supposed to go to Maine.
Oh, I
was
didn't
the
know
name of
that.
the-
Okay,
yeah.
you're okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that it was supposed to go to Maine
What does that have to do?
because you were talking about the
okay.
border.
It sounds like a very rational thought to me. We now have a train that exploded, right? Because the guy, it was
Guy
the
didn't know how to drive?
conductor's fault. Yes.
What does that have to do with
I
you
was under the
sneaking into the
impression
United States?
that they now may have people manning that are inspecting the trains while they're there.
I've
There
taken
may
the
be
train
people
to New
other
York.
than the inspector.
At the border, they always come on with the
conductors.
dogs and they ask everybody for their passports. So, you know.
What, on the train?
And I didn't say anything about the
No,
train.
I'm
That's a
saying
well-known
cargo
fact.
trains with no people.
He's saying cargo trains. The ones
The-
where
not-
you're...
not-
Yeah.
Not-
But you said passenger. I
Oh,
didn't
no.
say anything.
Okay, he
You
meant
said
the ones
cargo.
that you have those containers.
like the one that blew up. Or the one that
No,
had
the one that blew
explosion.
up had people on it.
I don't think so. It had chemicals.
Okay. Oh, you're right. It had chemicals and the people in the town died.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
All right.
The best way is you find one that has like pigs. It has like the pigs are carrying pigs
Indiana Jones with the lion.
through, and then you hop on that one and you blend in with the pigs.
The pigs are gonna squeal on me though.
That's amazing. That's pretty good.
That's the line
so
of the
good.
night.
That's
That's
so
the-
good. Adam actually made
Yeah.
the best joke he's ever made on the podcast.
That's the line of the night.
Poseidon is so furious, but it's such a good joke. Poseidon, give respect where respect is
The
due.
pigs are gonna
And
squeal
since
on
we're on
that.
that subject, I think since
Fucking
you
Adam.
brought up a truck, it's possible that you could hide in the truck, right?
It is.
You don't know, if
Like
they're gonna
Walter
inspect
White in
every
the-
single truck.
When Walter White was hiding in the cement mixer. Drove to New Hampshire.
That was actually good, Adam. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah.
All it took was 3 years.
So yeah, why haven't you thought about that? Okay, what other ways could you? You know what? Fuck, that's a good segment.
Adam, if you had to smuggle a child from one country to the other, but the countries are Canada, US, so it's only that's how close it is. How would you get it done? And the child has to be alive, by the way. No
Depends if you're
cheating.
going from
It's
Canada
very
to the States
simple.
or the other way around.
You're going from Canada here to the States.
It's very simple.
You know
No,
what,
let him
guys?
answer.
Again,
Now it could've
we
been
talk about
top
news.
flight
I'm going to tell you
smuggling.
something I heard recently. They apparently check the cell phones of travelers to make sure that they don't say anything negative about Trump. So I
That's
think
by
they
the way,
don't
that's
just-
not true. That's internet gossip. I've literally gone back and forth in the
Okay.
States 3 times in the last 3 weeks. So no, that's bullshit. But it's okay.
How long? From the time you stopped your car and they said hello, let me see. How long did you actually interact until the
Not
time?
long at all. The trouble I had was coming back, coming
my
back
que-
our
10
border.
seconds.
your
half a
own
minute?
people.
Maybe a minute.
Oh, okay.
Your own guys were giving you a hard
Yeah, my
time.
own guys gave me a shitty hard time. They were asking very stupid
Yeah,
questions.
because they know nobody is gonna try and come in through illegally at a border crossing.
Right.
You get like 25 years for doing so. But again, how about, you know what? I got a very interesting question. If somebody offered you $1 million to do it, would you? 1 million, not
what?
100,000. bring in someone and hide them in your trunk or whatever.
It depends who it is. But can you answer the question? How would you smuggle a kid?
It doesn't matter if it's a kid or an adult. You get a van or an SUV. and you
There's
Adam,
no
listen to me.
smuggling.
Just answer the question.
okay, you get. So I'll break down the steps.
Yes.
You don't get a car. You get an SUV.
Okay, all right.
Who
Step
can
one.
You hide that kid in your trunk. I mean, what
No,
else-
you can't.
Well, no, in a trunk. We said the kid needs to be alive.
Oh my god! So you're saying that if you're in the trunk for a short period of time while you're crossing the border, you're going to kill him?
You don't.
What I'm saying is, if you're smuggling the kid to the border, what if the kid makes noise in the trunk and they're going to be like, "Pop your trunk, Adam"?
Does the kid know about this?
well, if
Let's
you
say
go
in this
down
case,
a-
well, he
Because
knows
you
he's
could say,
being.
"Hey, shut your mouth in the next 10 minutes."
The kid
Do
is
not
most
move.
likely non-consensual. He
Yeah.
hasn't
yeah,
consented.
Okay.
he might be a little scared.
He's
going
in
to
a
the
trunk, Adam. What do you think? He's a child in a trunk.
I got to think about this.
I know. That's why I wanted you to think about it.
No. Okay, it's a good thing I didn't say what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say put him in your luggage, but then that might
that'll kill him.
hurt the kid. Yeah,
That might hurt him.
The best way to smuggle a child into the U.S. is all you got to do is sell it to a politician in there.
Hey, no.
Yeah, he'll come get it.
The best way is to not do it, Adam.
He'll organize the transport.
But if you had to, you would throw him in the trunk, and you just go with God, hoping he doesn't open the trunk. Because isn't the trunk easy to
Do you
open?
know who would be a better person to ask? Find out what professional
I'm asking
smugglers
you,
are.
though. I'm
a
asking
lousy
Adam.
source.
I
I'm a
know.
lousy source of an
But
answer.
Adam, listen to the question.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you what a smuggler would do. I'm asking you what Adam would do.
Well, I gave
Adam
you my
would only
answer.
use the trunk.
I gave you
okay.
my answer.
Do you have a backup plan in case they say pop your trunk? What do you do if they say pop your trunk? Do you reverse? Do you pop the
no.
trunk and get arrested? What do you do?
No, I don't.
What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Hold on, I want to hear this.
Actually, you know what?
You there?
I
Adam,
come clean. Okay,
I
no,
kidnapped
let me
this
add.
child.
Let
He
me
comes
add.
clean
Let
now.
me add to this.
he just gives
This
up.
is a way to get myself off the hook. I would fabricate some kind of a.
You didn't
tape
even know
that
the kid
says,
was in
"Mr.
there."
Hold on.
Yeah, I didn't know the
hold
kid
on.
was in there.
Mr. Adam, we're ordering you to take this kid to the U.S. and if we don't, we'll kill you. We'll kill your family. We'll kill your whatever.
Okay, so basically,
So
right now
I
I'm
find a way to get off the hook and I just come clean.
So you know
Guys,
what?
I have someone
This
in
is
the-
why I love you, Adam. We're gonna do this right now. I'm the border agent. Oh, hello here, Adam. It says you're a seasoned traveler. You like to come here often.
Yes, sir.
Do you like the United States of America?
Yes, sir.
Great answer. Oh, I heard a little noise. Sir, would you mind popping your trunk open?
Yes, but I have something I have to tell you, sir.
Oh, well, before we get into tiki-talkies, let me check what's in your trunk. Oh my, there's a child here. There's a child duct taped. There's a child. Adam, get out of
My
the car.
life has been threatened, sir.
Get out of the car. I'm threatening your life right now. Get out of the car. Why is there a child tied up and duct taped in your trunk? Explain this.
My life was threatened, sir.
By who?
I don't know their people. I don't know the people's names.
But
They're
where did you
smart.
find
They
this
didn't give
kid?
me their names.
Where'd you find this kid?
I met them at the casino.
You found this
we
child
were
at the
both playing
casino?
at the same machine all night.
Yeah, except-
And they said, "Mr. Otto, would you like to make some money?" Sure.
Sir, the laughter kind of proves that you're lying.
They give him the opportunity to make money.
Have you done this before?
Of course not.
He would have been caught. Look at him. He's like, ah!
Bro, no, you don't
He does it
understand.
every morning.
Every time we try to have him play along with a hypothetical,
It always comes out that something.
But it was funny.
Refuses.
It was
to-
funny.
But I worked
That's
with them
funny.
this
Smuggling
time.
a child is
Yes,
funny.
thank
to you?
Adam. That's big evolution. You worked with me this time. I liked it.
Thank you.
Wow.
to make him go along with something. Huh?
But that would be funny if he
That's
does do it and then he
crazy.
panics and he just says, they forced me to do it. And he's like, who's they? Nah, you know how it is.
Guy was
Yeah,
playing next to
Josh
me at the
was right.
casino.
By the way, Josh was right.
Guys,
We're all catching a case.
Guys, I think I have enough integrity that you guys are going to give me the benefit of the doubt. I have actually walked across the U.S. border. I went to the border crossing by foot.
He told me that.
Oh, did
It's
I?
one of your biggest brags, I know.
Yeah, you've said
no
that
big deal.
before.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Once they just
Hey, I'm not here to brag, guys, but I kind of walked
And
across
another
the border.
time they almost didn't let me across. Like, what are you doing? This is for cars only.
Which, honestly, good on them.
I have a feeling you can't do that anymore, though. This
don't
is
know.
years ago.
I don't know.
Now you're probably
Okay, like a large, like the I-87, no. But like a little in some little hick town. I'm in some, I don't know.
What'd you call them?
Hick town, rural town.
Hickton, USA.
No, there's always a border station, though.
Okay, so what other ways-
You're making it sound like it's just trees.
What other ways do you think you could smuggle yourself through the United States? So we had walking or just simply walking across the border.
I didn't volunteer that answer. And I'm going to do so right
Cargo
now.
ship.
Find like a little field.
Find a
Take
field.
the kid with you. Take the kid with you.
Why'd she take the kill? Why'd she take the kill with you? Why the fuck
And why
did
do
you
you
say
still
that?
have to be smuggling a kid?
Listen.
Yeah, the
Pantelis came with
hypothetical's
his
done.
And why did
change the
you say
subject.
kill? Why'd she
Oh
take the
my
kill?
God.
Kid. You understand mispronunciation?
He's giving you lip.
Okay, well, let's say you're taking the kids to the field, and then he gets yappy. What do you do?
Okay, there's a very big factor which you haven't given, a very big variable which you haven't
Yeah.
told me much about.
Yeah.
Does the kid know any of this?
Well, he knows that he's with you. Obviously, he doesn't have Down syndrome. He's a fully conscious, pretty smart
Should
kid.
I have the decency to tell him where we're going, or at least
If you want, yeah, you
If
could
you
tell
want to
him.
be decent,
Yeah, you could tell him.
to the kid you duct tape.
Okay, you know what? If you're gonna tell me he's like 6 years old, he probably knows nothing about border crossing. If
Make
He
it
doesn't
worse.
understand.
14,
He doesn't
might.
understand that he's crossing a border. He just understands that he's being taken against his
And
will.
he's scared shitless.
Yeah, he's terrified.
Yeah. You are a nightmare.
Wait a second. So it's
He's
not some. Hold on.
I'm a thug.
I didn't know that. I
Hold
thought
on,
you
pause,
said you're
pause.
helping
We need to
someone out
pause
by
for a
taking their
second.
kid to the States with their permission. Not
No,
someone kidnapping his kid.
What kind of a child would give you the permission?
No, now you're back. No, you're not that dumb.
Okay, hold on.
Calm down.
It could be an African kid and he's not legal.
It could be
And
an
he's going to his
African kid.
parents, for example.
That's a good scenario. Well, it could be one of these African kids. They got to smuggle across the goddamn
The
border.
fact that he never knows what to answer. The
I
fact
kind of
that-
love the fact that was the answer.
The fact that he has ready answers like this to this hypothetical,
For African kids.
I know.
I'm speaking, means you fantasized about it in the past.
It's because he already
wouldn't
has
say
like,
fantasize.
answers, but
Horse thought about it.
I watched. I don't remember what television station was, but there are these cartels. There were not. Okay, there are cartels that are involved in selling drugs. There are cartels that are involved in taking children, or sorry, families. It doesn't matter. Adults by themselves or families. They tell them it takes about a year. Did I tell you guys that story last time or not?
I'm telling you
They
by
tell
next.
them where to go through the desert to go to places like Arizona.
do people
and
come
Texas.
up to you at playground and offer
And
you
they
these
even told
things?
us the
I'm telling you.
statistics. This
I'm
was a
telling you right
show.
now. By next weekend, we have a RICO case on us. By next weekend.
No joke, guys.
They just found a bunch of
45
African children in his basement.
45% of those people that the cartels help end up dying in the desert. 40% end up getting caught by U.S. Customs, and 10% end up making it to the other side without getting caught.
Break
I'd
a
let
weight.
you
Why are you so knowledgeable on?
I was bored. I was watching a show. What do you want me to tell you?
He's still got to wait, right? Because of his
I was
incident. So
why
he's
do
got
I-
like 6 years, I think.
Pantelis,
I
why
think-
do I have a funny feeling you already know this, right? That this kind of activity occurs?
What kind of activity?
What I just told you, there are cartels that have families go in.
Of course, everyone knows that there are cartels that have that do this. But I'm just saying,
drugs.
no, they do
it's-
everything. But I'm just, I'm baffled by the knowledge you had regarding African children.
I don't have any knowledge. I'm using common sense.
Let's go.
Oh my God!
Fine, Mexican children. You want me to change it?
You want
Mexican?
what? My sweat again?
No.
Harvey cartel, maybe.
We know the culprit. Do you remember this, Guido?
Show me. Oh my God, that's so bad. That's so bad. That's the poor kid that went disappearing in this neighborhood.
Oh, did we? We never found him.
Yeah, we found the culprit.
Oh, that's so sad.
That's
I
suspicious.
can't believe I
But isn't it
remember.
crazy that we never? There's
The
something.
girl's name was Jessica Provencher, wasn't it? Or something
That's
like
the girl 25, 30 years ago.
Did they ever find anything about her?
No.
How do you remember the last name of these victims?
Well, yeah.
How do you remember the last name of your
How
victims?
can we pause for a second?
Do you know?
How do you remember the names of these people?
Yeah,
I mean,
he
there's
was-
way
because
more
I'm
important
being
information
sarcastic,
that you
because it
forget.
happens so often.
Well,
right?
there were milk carton cases, right?
Yeah, but still, who remembers?
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
Poseidon. There's nothing fishy happening, but I do understand your reaction because he does claim to forget some really important shit about his life, but then he remembers all these child kidnapping victims.
Am I the only one with arising suspicions?
I have a rising erection and suspicion.
I'm trying to think of others that went disappearing, but I don't.
Adam,
wanna
who
make
else
it so
disappeared in your?
morbid.
Who else
This
disappeared on
I
your
know
watch?
from the news.
How many
I
other
remember
people-
in Vancouver there was a guy who I think got. I think it was some natives. There were about 30 of them. that
The
went missing.
prostitutes.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
the Vancouver
That's the only
hooker
thing that-
murders. Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of. So
Who else has
don't
gone
start,
missing? Who else has gone missing in the city? Can you tell us more names?
No, I can't.
Where can we find them?
Tell us their location right now.
You guys think I'm a police informant or something? Or
So he's not going to squeal. He said.
I don't squeal. What am I? A
He's
oink,
not a
oink
snitch.
piggy.
I'm waiting for someone else to squeal. I'm not gonna squeal myself.
Yo,
Remember
These
that girl
goddamn
that-
kids with their yappy mouths.
Remember that girl?
Do you understand? Do you comprehend the way that you're saying things?
Trying to be fun. This is a comedy show.
Are you
right?
aware?
Yeah, you're right, Adam.
Okay,
You're doing
so
the right
he's-
thing. Don't listen to me.
he's
He's in a
aware.
bad mood.
He's aware. He's aware. Okay, he's aware.
Oh man.
You remember that girl that was trapped in back of the guy's house and he left her there for like 20 years and he
I was
had
in
kids with
Ohio.
her?
That was
Ohio.
crazy.
That's the worst one ever.
I had that same thought in my
That
mind.
is
He
the
was-
worst
he was
one.
Hispanic. He got like a 200, and he committed suicide in jail. I was watching that.
What? They were probably like
Adam
giving
only
it to him
watches
hard.
this stuff. But yeah, that girl lived. She lived in like and the cops went knocking on her door too, and they didn't find her. So she got
Oh,
a lot
man.
of money when she came out.
I remember I watched
And I
a
think
video.
he was a bus driver. I kid you not. He was a bus driver for the city.
I
Same
watched
did it.
I watched a video recently on cops. They were looking for a missing person. It was a woman, and then they had suspicion that this dude did it. And then they were investigating. He let them in without a warrant. And did they have a warrant? I don't remember.
Like he was being nice to them.
And then he had he was being nice to them, but he was being suspicious. And the cops were like, "Yeah, I got the feeling she's in here." And then there was an ice cooler under like a bunch of like
Oh
newspapers
no,
and stuff.
no.
Wow.
And then when they approached the ice cooler, they go, "Oh, no need to look in there. It's an ice cooler."
Oh my
Why
God.
would he say that?
And then they were like, the cops were like, "What?" So they continued the rest of the house
He could have
investigation.
told him to go because
And
he had
then
no warrant.
Fuck me,
by the
bro.
way. I'm sorry. It was kind of important.
So he what was in there?
So finally, they managed to trick him into opening the ice cooler for them because I don't think they had a warrant, so they couldn't go and open it by themselves. So they tricked him into opening it, and as soon as they opened it, it was the woman that they were looking for cut into pieces, shoved into the ice cooler.
yeah, classy people.
That's awful.
And you could hear the cop. This was body cam footage. I
So
was
that you
watching
could hear
this.
the cop gasp.
So, the cop was nervous. And then even when they were trying to they were so angry. First of all, you could hear it in their voice that they wanted to kill the guy.
Oh wow! But they
Yeah,
were being
They were pushing for the cooler. They were like, "What's in the ice cooler? What's in the ice?" And their voice is trembling. And then when he opens the ice cooler, they go, "Yeah, we found it. Yeah, we found." Like they're communicating on the walkie, but their voice is so shaky from pain. Because this is another human being
was
you
this
just
in
discovered.
Wisconsin by any chance? I think I know what you're talking about. I watched some cop shows too, man. I watch cop shows.
a cop show.
He has.
This
he
is
has,
not a show.
He has statistics.
Oh, okay. Well, wait.
Was
there's
this
a
in
new-
Wisconsin?
there's a
'Cause
new
I haven't
show
been
with
there in
There's a new
years.
show on A&E hosted by Dan Abrams, and I think it's the same
First of
thing
all, you
you're telling
interrupted me,
about.
and anyway, so the video ends with them like the cops, like they're so you feel the pain and the rage in their voice of them wanting to murder this piece of shit.
They get traumatized too, man.
Yeah, imagine, and then you got to go back to your family,
Yeah, and you just saw a dead
and you
body
just saw a
today.
woman chopped up into pieces in an
Yeah.
high school. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So you're
and then
not-
you have this asshole on a podcast years later admitting to it.
When I went to
Yeah, this guy admitted all the crimes.
when I went to Vancouver there for treatment years ago, there I met a lot of these firemen, ambulance guys, cops, undertakers, not Mark Calloway, but the real and
Yeah.
they were traumatized. They, but you know,
Yeah, well, your life is seeing
dead people.
Yeah, and
And
it's not-
soldiers. My friend, a guy who took his own life, by the way, poor guy. He had to go pick up Swiss Air. Swiss Air blew up in like Prince Edward Island years ago. He went to go pick up dead bodies.
What do you mean? It just blew up in the air?
Yeah. We're talking like 1990
How does this
something.
happen that it just randomly blows up?
I don't know.
I know two people.
They get traumatized. You pick up body parts, bro, you're traumatized.
I met two people that were in Kosovo in the 90s.
Oh my
There you go.
God.
Yugoslavian wars.
Exactly.
One of them, she was in the military, but she was a nurse. She was a medic in the military, and like one of the highest medics, right? And she would constantly go in to try and save these soldiers. And even though they would save a lot of these soldiers on the battlefield, a lot of them that it was so insane what was happening in Yugoslavia in the 90s that a lot of the deaths were suicide. This is something we don't talk about. It wasn't them getting killed by somebody else. It was
I can't take this anymore.
what they were doing was so atrocious to each other that a lot of the soldiers was just fuck it.
Strong PTSD at
Yeah,
the max.
yeah. On the battlefield, they would
Yeah.
commit suicide on the battlefield. So,
crazy.
and then the people they would bring back that were injured, they would end up offing themselves. So imagine she's a medic, she's trying to save all these people.
And the guy's like, fuck it.
And the guys are like, no, what are you doing saving me?
I'm
and
out.
they're offing themselves. So this lady now, she was actually in the Greek military for medics. And she has insane PTSD right
Bro,
now.
you just told me and I have PTSD from listening to
Yeah,
that.
and then I met another guy who was a commando, and he would go behind enemy lines. And after he never came back, from what I understand, he never came back the same after Yugoslavia in the 90s. Like he was normal up until Yugoslavia, and then he was in Haiti, and those two places fucked him up heavy.
Yeah, or like a Rwanda
He was telling me-
and stuff. Well, you see all those dead bodies in Rwanda piled up.
Yeah, well, he was telling me a story when he was in Haiti that first of all, the door stopper to hold the door open was a baby's skull.
There you go. There you go.
And when he was in the morgue and they were shoveling people into the furnace, they were shoveling bodies into the furnace. He sees an old man in the pile of bodies moving.
Oh,
And
they
then
thought he was dead. He was
and
asleep.
then he goes, "Hey, whoa, what are you guys doing? This guy's alive." And then the guy shoveling the dead bodies and the body parts into the furnace goes, "What are you gonna feed him?" I hate you so much. And then
Lighten it up a little bit.
and then the guy was like, "Damn!" And like he's never after Yugoslavia and Haiti, he was never the same. These are stories that people told me.
It sounds like a girl on vacation.
What?
After Yugoslavia and Haiti, she was never the same.
After Miami, she was never the same.
I think-
no. After Dubai, she was never the same.
Oh, yeah.
I think this kind of surpasses the limits of creepiness that we've never had before.
It's
just
not
by how
creepy.
Wow,
It's traumatic.
it's traumatic.
It's not. There's nothing creepy about it.
You
just
are
listen to
creepy.
it. Yeah, what you were saying was creepy as fuck. You're the creep.
You're objectively creepy.
I got a little dark today. I guess today is going to be a dark episode.
It's okay, it's
but,
fun.
But,
Well, hold
but
on,
you know,
hold on.
Hold on. You know why I like these stories?
Tell us.
I sound fucked up saying why I like these stories, but it makes you more appreciative of your conditions in life.
Of life.
You know, it makes you more appreciative of like, fuck, why am I complaining? You know what I mean? There's people that get PTSD every day, bro. There were people in their early 20s that they saw such atrocities in Yugoslavia that they were like, your life is no longer worth living. I'm going to off myself on the battlefield. And even when they were getting saved, they were offing themselves after. So it puts life into perspective, and it makes you feel like when you complain for certain stuff, you feel like a bitch, eh? And you go, I should shut the fuck up.
Adam, does it do that to you?
So,
Not really.
Yeah, because you're a piece of garbage, and that's why I think these stories. I know it got a little dark, but this is why I think these stories are important, and we should continue to talk about it in general in life. So it puts things into perspective for us, because I feel like, especially nowadays, there's a lot of people that are disconnected with reality and what goes on in the rest of the world, and people will complain about the dumbest shit.
Yeah, you're right. Like
You know
your
what I mean?
grandfather, my grandfather, my father,
Yeah.
they saw war, man.
And-
they
and
saw,
I'm-
they saw famine and they saw war.
Yeah, and I'm not any better saying
No.
this. I'm saying I've complained about dumb shit, and then I hear shit like this, and I go, "Fuck!" I really complained about my coffee being too hot the other day. You know what I mean?
Did you see that dude? It was burning and he threw it back in the Indian Tim Hortons employee's face. It was a whole thing.
What?
But
Huh?
did you put
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a rumor. It just looked like Poseidon.
But did you ask for 2 milks?
I almost threw it.
Poseidon,
Did you ask
I don't
for 2
understand
milks?
why you're so taken aback, because I saw the same show as you, and I know it was in Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure.
It's not. I didn't watch a show. I watched body cam footage. You idiot.
It's just a fact that you had specifically
There's different
Wisconsin
shows
in
on
your
the
mind.
No, it was not a show.
Okay, but there are shows about that.
It was
event.
not from a show. This was released on the internet.
Oh, okay. Well,
And it was blurred, and it was blurred.
Okay, then it may have been related, because I saw the
It was
exact
not
same
related
thing.
to the show.
Oh, well, I don't know, because you're giving me.
You're
a very-
just trying to cover up your crimes.
Are you going to play?
And guys, if you want the truth, I do find some of the stuff that it's called the Live PD, by the way. With Sean,
Yeah,
Sean
it's a
Sticks
picture.
Larkin is the host.
Oh, that's the one on A&E.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, it's
And
like
that
Cops.
That stuff does give me the creeps. Okay,
It's like
So-
Cops. Well, we know that, Adam. We're not
Okay.
messing you.
Apparently, one of the most realistic cop movies is the one in LA with Jake Gyllenhaal and the Hispanic man.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, what's it called?
I forgot. Night Shift or some shit. I don't-
Nightcrawler.
No,
No,
that was the
Nightcrawler
other
was
one where
something
he was a
Night
reporter.
Stalker was good.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
one where
Night
he-
Stalker. Wait,
That was-
Nightcrawler or Night Stalker?
Whichever one. Nightcrawler, I think it was
Wait,
good.
wait, that's a
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal one.
He was
Yeah.
very
that
good
was
in
very
that.
good, Nightcrawler.
And
Yeah,
he was a reporter in that, and he was
yeah,
very good.
It was very creeps. Very creeps.
One of his first movies was what's the one with a spider? It was
I don't know, he's like a crazy rabbit. You see this? Creepy Rabbit?
No.
Donnie Darko?
It was
Donnie Darko was a fucking good one.
It was Denis Villeneuve that I got that recorded it.
He recorded it. It was on TV and he
Directed it. Sorry, Jake Gyllenhaal, giant spider movie.
Anyway,
It doesn't matter.
Roadhouse.
I don't
No.
know. You guys.
Giant spider.
Enemy in 2013,
Oh, okay.
which is it's a mind bender. The movie. I recommend everyone you watch it. I recommend you watch it especially.
Yeah. It's gonna. My mind's gonna bend back to normal.
Interestingly enough, I wanted to share something with you. 2 cities you happen to live in, and I'm making reference to the second one, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
There was a former LAPD cop who got into a shootout. It was something
Oh, boy.
something Dorner, Jeffrey Dorner, I think his name was. Does
Jeffrey
anybody-
Dahmer.
No, Dorner. He was a former LAPD. That was a serial killer. He was a former LAPD cop, and
We're talking about the Northridge shootout.
it wasn't that long ago. 10 years, maybe.
There was a '90s one that they made the movie Heat.
No.
of that.
This is like 10,
That was cool.
10 years ago, maybe.
Adam watches murder documentaries
Yeah.
like it's porn.
Yeah. Very strange.
And if you guys must know, I watch a lot of Dateline, and well, the
Dateline.
popular
We
subject,
do know.
Yeah.
We could tell.
So I'll
Do you
take
watch
that as a no.
daytime
and
television?
I thought you guys might have heard that name, DON or NER.
You do
Dorner.
love daytime TV though.
Do you watch The Social?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. The View. How about Young and the Restless?
No,
That's still
that's a
on?
soap opera from the 80s or 90s.
Oh, it's Bold and the Beautiful.
Same thing.
Is this still around?
I don't even know if soap operas exist anymore. I think
I'm
maybe
sure they do. I know
Bold
the
and the
foreign
Beautiful
ones.
If they
Still exists.
remade Bold and the Beautiful today, it would be called The Obese and the Beautiful.
yeah, if it's a real reflection of what people look like, yeah.
I'm sure the old ones, like I'm sure the Spanish ones, still exist. The telenovelas.
I remember
why?
a lot of the General Hospital. There's so many. Yeah,
You would
Were you a
probably
fan
be-
of General Hospital during that
I
time?
was too young.
or Days of Our Lives? Yeah.
Yeah, there's
You know,
so many.
Grey's Anatomy is on its 26th.
I can't
season.
believe it's still on.
Wow.
That's
It's like
crazy.
the fucking Simpsons.
you guys
but the
like-
thing about daytime television is because they would go on so fast. Those guys become experts at teleprompter reading
Really?
because they don't learn their scripts. They're shooting every day. So while they're looking at you, acting, they're looking at the teleprompter and they're reading it like. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Do you ever watch
Or
the
like
show
cue
Frasier?
cards. Frasier, I watched too much of it. I know
like
it
it.
by heart.
I like it.
Oh baby, I hear the music calling the salads and travel.
I didn't know until
babes.
recently that the older man died. One of the actors died.
Who died?
Coming again.
The father of the
Oh, the father.
psychiatrist.
The guy died like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
He was the best one. John Mahoney. Rip. He was great. Yeah. The new Frasier died, I think. They didn't that show didn't work. It was it was very it
I
changed.
thought that was still a thing.
I thought
No,
so too,
it
yeah.
lasted 2 seasons. I think it's done. Because none of the original cast came back. It was just him. Smart.
Yeah, that would make it weird.
Yeah.
You know what show I liked when I was a kid? You remember the Cosby Show? Obviously.
Cosby Show is a great show.
yeah.
Did you like the Cosby Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a hell of a guy. That Bill.
I will never
He
understand
was a lady
how
killer.
the guy didn't go to jail for 30-something years. That
He got off on a technicality.
Good
Imagine
grief.
that. He got off on a technicality. Apparently, what's his name? Carlton Banks got mad that somebody asked him to do the Carlton dance, and he got fed up. Like Alfonso
get it.
Ribeiro and apparently there's footage.
Yeah,
of
imagine you're at the movie theater.
your whole life, people.
Yeah, I get it. I would get it.
Yeah.
I it's actually sad. I get it.
Yeah. Imagine, or you're Urkel, and then imagine you want to fucking shoot the guy.
That show was in Chicago, I think. It took place in Chicago.
Which one? Family Matters.
Yeah, Family Matters. I couldn't remember what the name was.
But yeah, so yeah, Alfonso Ribeiro and the one person too many asked him to do the Carlton dance.
And he snapped. Now
And he
he's done.
snapped, and he snapped.
It's funny because every time I see him, Alfonso, he never looks like an Alfonso
Right.
or a Ribeiro. He doesn't look Portuguese at all.
Yeah. Kind of like Giancarlo Esposito. Do you know who he is?
So wait, he lost his career because he
No.
snapped?
No, this happened recently.
This happened recently. He
I
hasn't been
He hosts
Carlton
game
in
shows.
like 30 years.
He hosts game shows where he does. Yeah, he's around. But no, Giancarlo Esposito is the guy who plays El Pollo Hermanos.
Oh, he's a great actor.
Yeah, but does that guy look like a guy from Naples named Giancarlo Esposito?
That is interesting. Is it his fake stage name?
No, he's born in Naples, Italy, to Danish parents.
And the Danish said, "Fuck it, let's give
Danish
him a time."
and
So clearly
his
the wife
mother
was
is-
cheating.
His mother is Danish and his father is from Naples,
Yeah, they look Dutch.
and he immigrated to New York City.
Yeah,
He
there's
looks-
something. There's something.
When I see him, I think of Italian Dutch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's like another Alfonso Ribeiro. Exactly.
I thought he was Brazilian
Yeah, no, he's.
because of the name. Like you'd think. Like I was thinking, like he must be South American.
I bet you.
But because of the look, I was
Yeah.
like Brazilian.
I bet you this man speaks Italian like my father.
Probably.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, that makes sense. Why he was in Fiat commercials.
Oh, okay.
He's Italian.
He's Italian.
Oh fuck! I was like, I would see the commercials. I'm like, what the fuck does this guy have to do with Italy and Fiat? Why did they get this guy? It doesn't make no sense. Now it all clicks.
Remember when he went to that scene where he gave Manolo from Scarface the poison, and then he calmly goes to the bathroom. He puts the towel down, goes there, pukes himself to make sure he doesn't. Then everybody, they all fall. He was bad. He was fucking great in that show.
There's a lot of good actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking
Acting.
forgot how good Breaking Bad is.
Breaking Bad was a good show. We got to admit it. Breaking Bad
I
was a
saw a
great
few
show.
episodes here and there. Yeah. I obviously look like one of the actors, eh?
Well, yeah, you look like Walter White.
Oh,
Or
really?
Heisenberg.
You look. How dare you disrespect? The disrespect.
You don't look like Heisenberg.
First,
You honestly, he doesn't look like Heisenberg.
zero.
Is that that show was on that channel?
You look like Asperger.
No, you look like
Assenberg.
Skinny Pete.
You look like Asperger.
You
And
look
Badger.
like you look like Heisenberg lettuce.
was on Netflix, wasn't it? That show?
Yeah, no, AMC.
You fucking cauliflower looking motherfucker.
He does look like cauliflower.
I'm not talking about a movie. Like they're streaming shows on. I forget what channel it is.
It was on AMC, bro.
That's a channel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. AMC's also a
Amka.
movie theater.
AMC is also a movie theater. Good
And
catch.
it's the same
what
company.
confused me.
It's the exact same company.
If you were in The Walking Dead, they'd have you play a zombie, but
Hold on, Guido,
they
so-
wouldn't even put any makeup
The
on you.
question I had was: is it still being aired or not?
That's it.
No, it
okay.
ended a
Let me ask you:
long
Do you
time
know how?
ago.
Do you know how conversations function?
I wanted to finish the thought, and then I
Do
wanted
you know
to
how
start.
microphone
Yes,
works?
yes.
You know, every time you
My
speak,
apologies.
you do this.
Yeah, Guido, the other fucking day, I'm fucking retarded.
Like it doesn't. Like why? What's wrong with you?
I wanted to get in something before we continue.
I
That's
wanted
all.
to get a word in edgewise.
Exactly.
Whatever happened to Steve Harvey? How come I don't see Family Feud and shit as much as I used to? I used to always show up on YouTube, you know, like the
I just
dumbest,
think-
10 dumbest answers.
I think people got bored of it.
But have you noticed that he took a step back, or is it just
No,
me?
it's not that. I think what happens is some stuff it's kind of different, and people get excited about it, and you see it in the loop constantly.
Yeah.
like me, I went through a phase where I was obsessed
Right.
with Family Feud,
But then
clips,
it doesn't show up on my.
and then I got tired of it.
So maybe
and
that's
now
it.
every time I see a Family Feud clip, I go, I know he's gonna react with the stupid face.
He's gonna
now
look at the
again.
camera.
He's gonna look at the camera. Oh, y'all get a load of these motherfuckers.
Okay, so he swears
You know?
like that.
Yeah,
on-
so I
on-
got
on
tired
the
of it,
show.
and that's what happens. Is it's the new thing that comes in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't. It hasn't shown up for me either. I guess I got bored.
I think also people made fun of him because he had written a book on a successful marriage, and his wife was
Right.
found out cheating on him.
So that's it. So
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy. I didn't know
Yeah.
his wife cheated on him. He
Yeah.
still he divorced that one probably.
Yeah, he divorced her, but people were making fun of him, so I think it kind of broke him a little bit, which I understand. It would break me too, you know?
That's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100% horrible. I liked his style.
Yeah, a stylish guy.
I
But
gotta say.
I haven't seen I don't know.
He used to go to the gym with like Louis Vuitton hoodies.
Yeah, he's one.
I
Of
found
those,
it hilarious.
Matt, yeah, you're sweating in that $4,000 coat.
Yeah.
I've been thinking. I've been focusing on Adam. I don't know if stuff's actually going in his head or if he's imagining his own podcast.
Adam, what's your
I was
favorite
about
luxury
to say something,
brand?
but because I'm polite, hold on a second. Did you ever watch The Price is Right, Guido?
Love the prices. Right?
know,
I
Drew-
still
Drew
watch.
Carey
The
He
does-
prices.
doesn't care about how conversation works.
I just wanted to add that. And
I have
then
video
move.
evidence.
But I did wait. Like Poseidon.
You did wait, but I don't know if you were in the conversation. I think you were just like waiting so that you could
You're
stop
just
hearing
waiting
noise.
to say your own thing. Like you're not listening to reply to what I'm saying. You're listening. You're not even listening. You're just saying like, when is this piece of shit gonna stop talking? Just so I could say what I want to say.
Yeah, you're not having a
Come to
conversation.
think of it, how long has Drew Carey been hosting this show?
You make it look like there's always something for me to say. If there is, of course, I'm going to share information. But if there's nothing for me that I can think of to share, then what am I? Am I gonna say something and embarrass myself? It doesn't make sense.
Oh, you've done that repeatedly.
What a gig Drew Carey has.
Now Pantelis
Took over
mentioned
Jim
me,
Carrey's
and if
brother?
there was something he had
Drew
in mind-
Carey, the host of Price is Right. You know what he's talking.
Oh yeah.
That guy. He's had that gig for at least 20 years now. Very easy.
Millions.
Wow.
But you're taking over Bob Barker's job, and it's just
Do you think for guys? Do you think for guys like that have been like in something like that for 20 years, and that's what their career is?
they're dreaming about it.
Do you think they're happy?
Well, that's it. He
Or do you think it's from like an autistic standpoint where they got comfortable with something and they're like, I love this, I like this, I want to commit to this, and that's it?
bro. Think of the.
You know
wheel-
what I mean? You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about?
Well, that's it. Look at the.
Or do they sometimes think like, fuck, I'd wish I'd play this role in such
No,
movie?
because a lot of them start off as comedians or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
look at Pat Sajak. Pat, the Wheel of Fortune guy. That's his whole life. That's it.
Yeah.
40 years of.
And he's happy about it.
He
Well,
tried
happy
to
or
have
not, that's his
he was
life.
like a Letterman. He tried to have like a Letterman.
Well, I mean,
type
with that much money, I mean, I'd be happy too.
yeah.
Well, it's like the fight voice guy. What's his name? Fuck, he was there for Andrew Schultz's special, bro.
Bruce Buffer.
Bruce Buffer.
Oh, the brother
This
of
guy's-
Michael Buffer.
Yeah, this guy's just he's
Yeah.
that's all he does.
That's it. Yeah. Or the Let's Get Ready to
Let's
Rumble
get
guy.
ready to rumble. I was about to
Or
say.
Vanna White, bro. She turns the letters of Wheel of Fortune, bro. It's 40 years. She's
I
turning
actually
letters.
learned
40
something
years
on
she
the
does this?
radio.
She's been doing it since like 1986.
$2 million
She had
a year.
very little
Something like that.
interviews. They were
She
talking
does.
about it on
What'd
the
you do
radio.
in your life? I turned letters.
That's crazy. That's a crazy gig.
And did you know that today you don't even have to turn them? They
No,
they
she
just-
pushes a button. I noticed.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
I think she hosted for a while because he was sick, and I think he left. I don't even know who's hosting that now. It might be her.
So I don't exist to you anymore.
He just turned to me.
Huh? I don't. You can't say these things to me as well. I don't
I
exist.
have
all of a
trouble
sudden.
equally distributing what I'm saying to all three of the people in this room, I guess.
Adam, you are the most interesting person on this podcast.
Whatever happened to that guy? The world's most interesting man. He
Adam-
disappeared.
The
If
beer
you-
guy.
Yeah, what happened to the world's
What happened to
Adam,
him?
if you had
sure I know
to
what you
host
meant.
one game show, you could either host a game show that exists or you could make up your own game show.
Find
be
a dead
realistic.
body.
What would it be?
Well, hold on. You're giving me a choice. I'd
Yeah.
rather host something like The Price is Right.
Okay.
Or Wheel of Fortune. or
What would
Jeopardy.
be your choice? Which one?
Let me think.
You're only allowed to choose one.
Slot machine
I like
mania.
The Price is Right. I started watching old reruns and I
Nice, okay. And now the big question: why?
I like the excitement. You have a crowd that's yelling, and it's. I like I like the action associated with the games that they have.
This is Roddy. Oh, are you watching the Bob Barker ones or the Drew Carey ones?
Both.
Where do you watch the Bob Barker ones? Do you have an app or something?
No, it's on.
TV Land or one of those?
things, yeah.
I would love to see Adam try stand up.
Adam would do very well if he was, himself and honest. Yeah. Oh, he got the good line tonight.
That was the best line I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also thought of an interesting joke. It's not the best one, but it's okay.
What is it?
Regarding the fact that his brother lost his dog. You know what happened to the two dogs? The dogs have been separated.
Separated.
Get it? They're shepherds.
I like it. Poseidon might murder you, but I like it.
Yeah.
So you would choose.
You laughing about it is what makes it funny.
Adam, would you ever host a crime show like To Catch a Predator?
No, because it makes me looking at it is one thing, but
What makes you
being
uncomfortable about it?
Well, come on, these are creepy people.
Hi, what are you doing here?
That's what the.
But how, if you had to, how would you address them when you walk in the room? How would you address them? You're like, "What's up, bud?"
Do it to the camera. Recreate it.
Are you guys talking about somebody like Chris
Hansen.
Yeah, thank
Chris
you.
Hansen.
And now, if you took his job, he's very calm. He's like,
Yeah.
"Well,
How's
I'm
it
going
going?
through the." How would you
It's
do
hard for me to answer because if you ask someone to do something they don't know how to do, what kind of answer are you expecting?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
it? I'm saying, how would you do it with the knowledge you have, with whatever you know? That's what I'm asking.
I would mimic Chris Hansen. I don't know.
Okay, but mimic him. That's what we're asking. Is
Yeah,
how would you
mimic.
do? We want to see how you would do it.
Okay, well, I'd say, Mr. So-and-so, are you aware of the fact? I imagine you are aware of the fact that you've been found guilty of a
He hasn't been found
He
guilty.
hasn't been found guilty at all.
You've been investigated. What do you have to tell the audience
But that's
and myself?
That's insane. What you just said. That doesn't make any sense. We haven't said anything. I'm
okay,
being
I thought you
investigated.
just asked me what would the interview be like?
Exactly. What would it be like? But you just that's what you just said is crazy. I'm like, investigated for what? What are you talking about?
Oh, well,
I see you
I
brought.
imagine the guy would be prepped. Hey, listen, you're.
How's the guy prepped? The guy's in a house and he's getting ambushed by you.
Oh, I thought it was a planet, not an. Okay.
No, I'm in the
You didn't
house.
Specify.
And then
I
that's
thought it was
how To
someone
Catch a
who-
Predator works. And now you walk in.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about a crime
I know
show.
you're used to being on the other side,
Exactly.
you know, but
It says here, I'm going to blank you and blank you in the blank.
Well, guys, let me put it this way. You know the expression, you can't argue with success. Chris Hansen does it very successfully, and I would probably take the same steps he does.
Yeah,
Where the
do
hell
it.
is he now?
So now you walked in the house and I'm in the house. You just caught me. I'm the bad guy. Who are you? You're not a little girl.
No, my name is Adam. I'm an investigative reporter with Crime TV.
What? What are you investigating?
Your behavior.
What are you
And he
talking
laughs
about?
after.
I'd like to show you a little app where he sent some text messages to some. Well, it doesn't have to be what he's doing. To some, you lured a person here, and we consider this unlawful, and you're about to get arrested.
Well, no,
Cops outside.
you don't understand. I was told that I need to fillet her for weed money.
Then join the club. That happened to me.
High five, buddy. High five. They start high five each other and then they gangbang that kid.
I see you brought a pizza.
A pizza that ass.
Where is that? I think he's on his own YouTube channel now, Chris Hansen. I think you can see that the budget is no longer NBC money.
I'm dying inside.
No,
right
he's doing
now.
his own YouTube version.
Yeah. But you can see it's a little less. But it's still their crime watch, whatever.
Some of the funniest videos is when because people took matters into their own hands with these
Yeah, there is guys
with
like
these
that, yeah.
Peter Phils.
Yeah.
And bro, one of the funniest clips is this one guy. They catch him at Walmart. He was supposed to meet with.
Oh, yeah, the guy that ran.
No, he didn't run, and then he was being so like, yeah. Well, what are you gonna do about it? And bro, the guy just goes, "Shut the fuck up." Smacks him, and he was fat, so his whole face shook. Jiggled. Then they started beating the shit out of. They beat the shit out of them, dude. They throw things on them, and then what's funny is the cops show up always, and then they're there, and the people beating these Peter Phils up.
Like, Your Honor.
They should get arrested too, right? You can't do that.
And they shut the fuck up.
I like how you're on the side of the Peters.
Yeah, we know who
not.
you are now.
But the
I
cops-
know what kind
the
of
cops
man
are
you
those who are
are.
supposed to take affirmative action, not the people.
No, you're supposed to say that.
So then even the cops show up and then they question. Normally it's teenagers beating these guys up, and the teenagers go, "Yeah, we threw this on him. We throw shampoo. We threw chairs. We threw this. We also beat the shit out of him. You know, we threw confetti on him.
I like the good.
You know, we fucking kicked him in the balls. You know." We embarrassed him and we Sharpied Peter Phil on him.
But I bet you that
And then the cops
they got
go-
in trouble too.
And then
though.
the cops, you always hear the cops, but the cops always blurt out. The cops go, "Oh, good job, kids. All right,
it was bound to happen.
And they go, "We'll take it from here."
Okay, but so that's it. They let the kids go because the kids probably got in
Yeah.
trouble. Oh
Nope.
wait, they're under 18.
Nope, they never get in trouble.
Even if
The
they
cops let them off the hook.
they
And
destroy
the kids
Walmart
make,
property.
The kids make it a point to blur the cops' badges and faces.
Because I've seen older, guys. Not these are teenagers. You're saying
Yeah,
good for
Is
them.
that- this is
Or-
the same
or
type
young
of thing
adults,
as-
or young
This
adults
is the same
even.
type of thing as Chris Hansen, but it's not him.
Yeah,
Right?
They just go beat
no,
up.
no, it has nothing. It's the complete opposite. They beat the shit out of these guys.
Have they done what Chris Hansen apprehends people who have done, or is it?
They don't apprehend.
yes,
They
they're-
kick
they're-
the
they're-
living
Have those
daylights.
people done something wrong? Not
No,
just they
no,
don't-
they're just
No,
they're
it's just
just
a random
friendly.
person
sorry.
walking through. What are you
Yes,
They're
saying?
just beating up
no.
random people,
These people
and
are
the cops
also-
are like, "Good job, kids."
These people are also doing the same stuff that
Suspected
as Chris
abusers,
Hansen
yes.
apprehends them.
Yeah,
Oh, that was my question. Okay.
it's some of the funniest videos I've seen.
Do you like playing Plinko?
That was one of the games, right? On the Price is Right.
What's Blanco?
The one ding 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 ding.
Oh
ding.
yeah.
That's the best one.
Oh, there's a game show on Saturday night. Are you guys familiar where you have the red balls and the when they turn red, I think you have any number from like 1 up to like 100,000, and if it's red, wherever you hit, it goes down, and if it goes up.
I don't know how to play.
Every
I don't know what that
Saturday
is.
night. I don't know what it's called.
It's called the Lotto,
Like a lotto?
649.
No, Eddie Saturday night on NBC, 8 or 9 p.m.
I have no idea. Like, I believe you. I'm not saying you're lying.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't
And
know what
all
it is.
it has to, and then I'll describe it. I'm sure some of the listeners know what I'm talking about.
For sure.
A guy, let's say a guy and his wife, or a guy and a family member, they at the very, she's in a very secured place. The wife, she doesn't know anything about what's going on. They live in a secured place. They don't know what's going on. She can sign a contract that says we guarantee you, let's say $50,000, because they ask you some questions, right? Depending on how well he performs, She doesn't know this. She makes the decision before, right? The guy could win $1 million, but she signed the contract. They only give her 50. Or she could not sign the contract, in which case he keeps the $1 million. Or the red ball comes in and goes down to $1 million
But
and he loses everything.
Are
and
they
doing
in their
nothing.
house or are they like on a sound stage?
On a stage.
Okay,
in
okay.
LA.
They're in a game show.
So like a
setting.
downtown, a lot of Quebec probably.
It's in LA. I know that much.
It's a Saturday.
No, but I
night.
mean like their version, like it's downtown and it's at their
Ball. I
lotto
don't know
thing.
if it's called the ball. I don't know. But
Okay, but what's your point? Why are you bringing
I
this
was
up?
wondering if we're talking about stuff that I like to watch. That's something I do like to watch.
Did you guys, since you're talking about this, Chris, did you see what happened to Vitaly?
What
Oh,
happened?
he Vitaly was also doing the.
But
the
see what happened to him
Chris
now,
Hansen stuff.
yesterday?
No, what happened?
Bro, he's in the Philippines.
Which Vitaly?
No,
You're not gonna be happy about your boy Vitaly, boy.
Is
well, he's not my boy.
Is he a fighter?
Vitaly
No.
Oh my
is
god!
currently he was doing shit like this. He was doing shit pranks like this, in the Philippines. Okay, and now
An instructor in Kai.
he's
That might be the
basically facing 25 years in prison in the Philippines.
Are
Is
you
this
serious?
Yeah, he was fucking with everyone in the Philippines.
Okay.
And then the authorities arrested him, and the fucking prime minister, the president of, came out and said, "Yeah, we're making an example out of this guy. We're not deporting him."
He will remain locked up no matter what.
Well, Philippines looks like
Is
Manhattan.
that the cops' motorcycle?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
going on the cops' motorcycle.
Yeah, look at what he's doing.
The official
Big idiot,
headline
this
from
guy.
YouTube.
Yeah, he was doing all this in the Philippines.
The last thing that he mentioned is in the Philippines, with the penal code we talked about.
Oh, they're screwed. He's screwed.
The special penal,
They're gonna set an example. With
Yeah,
the,
which I get. Which I get.
But the Philippines have been getting going hardcore lately. I don't know this shit.
But do you know why, bro? Because people keep going there and screwing with them.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's another country. They have their
that
own
was
laws.
actually a pretty clean street
That's
corner. Did you see?
harassment.
I was
that?
gonna
Philippines,
say
yeah,
it
they're
looks
clean.
like they're on René Levesque or something.
Well, bro, Filipinos aren't dirty.
René Levesque wishes it
Yeah,
could look like
exactly.
that.
Yeah, no, it was very clean, and
Can
that's why they're
someone
like, we
tell
want to
me-
keep our streets clean. So screw this guy. He's out of
Can
here.
someone please
And they
tell
have
me where he's from?
they also have strict
Vitaly?
laws. They also have strict laws on
Yes.
homosexuality as well. So that's not going to help him.
Is he
He's
like a
Russian, but he lives in
Russian?
the States. He's Russian, lives in the
okay.
States, but not anymore. Now he lives in the prison.
They're very Catholic.
We'll see if the embassy
country.
might come to his aid. You know?
The Philippines don't want to play game because they don't want to play ball because he broke too many laws and it was real disrespect.
Damn.
25 years. Here you'd be got arrested for harassment, right? And maybe some sexual. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just that's weird. But anyway,
You know what? It's thank God you said that
when did
because
this
I really
happen?
thought you
Can
were
someone
a
tell me
lawyer.
when this happened?
Today, yesterday.
Why are you so upset about this?
I'm not. I find it weird.
Interesting.
Anything else been going on? We got to do a top 5.
This
one
was
of these
actually
days.
in the news, by the way. No joke. I think it was during the
10
time
years
when
ago?
Obama was president. The Philippines didn't want to. This thing about due process. I don't know why it's so funny.
When who was president?
Actually, I think it was President Obama.
I did, and my heart sank.
He goes.
They didn't want to cooperate with the U.S. authorities. I think Obama went to the Philippines. They told him, "Fuck off, we're not interested." They didn't want to give due process to some drug dealers. Now, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, great. If they don't, well, what do you want?
I remember they didn't want to accept Canada's garbage.
It was, which
I
I
mean, good
get.
for them.
Yeah. Like, well, what is this crap? Just take it back.
They shouldn't have to. Yeah.
Politicians were vacationing there.
Yeah, it was- Where is Trudeau now? What is he doing?
I saw him in Park X.
For real?
Yeah.
So he's back in Montreal just
He's
chilling?
back in Montreal chilling right now. He's just helping with his writing because he gave it up to another woman.
Yeah.
So he's helping her try to win, and he looks healthier. When I saw him, he looked way healthier,
Less stress.
less stress, obviously.
And he has all briefcases full of cash.
Well, I don't know about the briefcases, but he made well for sure, obviously. But
I
there's so
believe
much
I'm
less
hearing
stress.
this. How long did you interact with the guy?
Oh, look at it! He got a
What are,
horny.
what are you talking about? What do you care
He was
about?
all excited that you saw him.
Trudeau.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got-
well, we didn't make out, dude.
Bro, Adam
You
got
just
turned
came up to
on
my car. We
so
didn't
much
make out.
right now. We just turned on.
Okay, there's a reason,
Adam.
man. You didn't tell him that you were in Washington, that you were at that
Yeah,
convention. It may or may not be.
Yeah, that's how it works. You see somebody's like, hey, by the way, let me tell you about my last trip. Like, do you understand how conversations work, Adam?
He's a tall dude. He's your height.
Trudeau, yeah, he's a tall guy. Yeah. Trudeau, if he hadn't ruined the country, he would have been like the most eligible bachelor right now. He's still, I think, an eligible bachelor. People like him, but because people forget that he destroyed the country that they're in.
That's why
Oh,
I'm
you know
thinking he's
what?
got to lay low for
It is-
many years and then come back.
It
And
is true that I have a tendency to say this, but hear me out, please. I thought I used my brain when I said the following. Are you guys aware of the fact that when it comes to never mind any government, this government, Trudeau is the prime minister, but there are people that are working for the government that also, he only has so much of a say, right? There are people that work for the government. It's called civil servants.
Yep.
I don't know how much, there's only so much authority that he has, I
They're all
find.
corrupt.
I took a political
They're all
science
corrupt.
class, so I'm just wondering if you.
But what do you mean
are
they're
you willing
civil
to concede
servants? Yeah,
that?
but he's in charge of the civil servants. He's the top of the food chain. That's his job.
I
Well-
guess what he's trying to say is that it's not as much like the president with the veto power. You can actually, it's the whole, I don't know.
Adam,
Yeah, it's
Adam,
a British
Adam,
system. I
Adam,
agree exactly with what Guido just said.
Adam,
Thank you.
for
Yes.
$8 and a lollipop, we can buy you.
$8
Are you telling
A
me these
lollipop was $1.
politicians?
What do you mean? I don't get it.
I said we can buy you
a lollipop
for
what?
Born on the bayou.
$8 and a lollipop.
Oh, by me.
Meaning you're not expensive. You're easily
By
corruptible.
me.
These
Anyways.
politicians that there's millions of dollars at play, you don't think they get bought out?
Yes,
That's
obviously.
why I'm saying he had a
Obviously.
briefcase full
I
of
don't
cash.
know what the point associated with you asking me that is. Yes, of course I know
There's
that.
a lot of bribes, kickbacks.
Yes.
Just
Right.
like here.
Why in the mic? Why you turned
You
away?
heard that.
No,
You heard that?
I wanted to make it discreet.
You went right into the mic.
The Philippine president, the Filipinos want to arrest you after
Yeah,
that.
they're very upset.
Did he just burp into the mic?
Literally into like he made an effort to make sure it goes
Dude,
in the
he
mic.
did this. He went.
He's like, oh my god, I almost missed the mic.
You
Supposed to be
aimed.
discreet.
The whole
You were trying to be discreet.
Regardless of where it was at,
this
he was
whole
supposed to be
episode, he's
discreet.
not speaking into the microphone.
Yeah, bro. The other day I took it in the ass. let me try. Yeah, let me try to hide it behind this voice amplifier. That's what he was trying to do.
That was insane. Let me try to hide it behind this voice amplifier. That's exactly what happened.
Have you been following anything going on in the U.S., by the way, Guido? Speaking of...
Not really. No, I'm just trying not to melt here. I'm melting away. I need to.
Well, wait, you should melt. How'd you gain this much weight this fast?
Eating extremely poorly. And
You know, this is why I don't think you're a crackhead.
I'm not a crackhead. I've never was.
Oh.
It just became a thing.
It's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
He does, like we said,
I mean,
he does
Yeah, because
crackhead.
crackheads are usually very thin.
He does crackhead related activities, which makes
Yeah.
everyone think he's a
Yeah,
crackhead.
but I do not consume the drug. No.
And
I
also
don't.
the lack of teeth
Yeah.
doesn't help
It
with
looks
his
like,
argument.
Looks like a
Exactly,
meth,
yeah.
No. I told you. Remember, man, it's back on sugar. Eating a lot of pasta.
Yeah.
A beer. Beer is a glass of bread,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
It's a glass of
It's
bread.
liquefied bread.
It's all it is.
That must be the fattest invention.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
like somebody saw bread
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, but how can I
How can I drink this?
fucking
It's a glass
how can
of
I
bread. I used to be on,
Fuck, how can I-
fucking water, juice, and Diet Cokes, remember? And Kind bars. That's what I used to eat. Now I'm eating like bread on bread and bread and bread and probably going to leave here and go have bread. That's what I'm going to do. But I'll deflate.
Do you have a plan?
A delicious shake for breakfast, one for lunch, and then a sensible dinner.
It's not the worst idea you've ever seen.
It's ultra slim fast. Nobody got that reference because everybody's so much younger than me and Adam right
I
now.
remember Slim Fast.
All right.
It was a big thing. They would have all the commercials.
Yeah.
They-
Drink one of the. Yeah.
But it's kind of a lie. You don't really
It
slim
is a
down.
lie.
I'm
It-
slim fat.
Yeah, it's
That used to be a name, yeah.
It is a lie because, as you know, you're supposed to eat a little bit all day long, like what they say, eating like a bird. They eat all the time, but a little bit. You're not supposed to eat big meals in one shot. You're supposed to eat a little bit all day long. That's what. Well, I mean, that's what I did. That's what I have to do now because I can't breathe.
Guido, I was wondering.
Adam.
It's up to you if you want me to say it, but would you like to tell the people your last job or not?
My last blowjob.
No, your last job that gave you work.
Babe, I said, Adam, Guido, the way he said, he's like, Guido, it's up to me to say it. Would you like to say your last job? What does that mean? It's up to
I
you
don't
to say
know
what.
what
If you'd like to
Why was that
divulge
so
the
threatening?
information. Is
Are
it
you
so hard to
are you
understand?
asking me about voiceover
Yes.
things? And stuff? Yeah, I did one. Let's move on.
Okay, no, just
Thank you.
That's
Yeah, he
I
did,
was
but
as
which I'm happy
diplomatic as
for.
I could. If you want to talk about it, fine.
No,
If
I
you
don't want to
that's fine.
talk about it.
No problem.
Do you remember your first blowjob? Remember Sopranos? Remember the first blowjob? Yeah,
I remember it.
How did the guy taste? And then he turns to Tony. Tony, did you hear what I said? Italians always repeat the punchline. You know?
How many episodes were there of The
Oh,
Sopranos?
fuck. I don't know. It was like 10 years, man.
Oh, wow.
The question is like,
I was
it's
watching
like,
a
I was
couple
watching
of
Sopranos.
episodes.
Somebody would ask, like, was it a good show? What was your favorite? I don't know. See, this guy, like, how many episodes of that? Like,
I
they're
wanted to
so
give a
random.
description of the episode that I was watching.
You
So
know-
say
remember when
that.
they
So
wanted
say
to-
that.
You know
when
what
they
probably-
wanted initially to murder that Jewish guy, and they said no, they made it.
Talk into the microphone.
You stole my business, and they were like roughing him up.
Are you
and
talking
you
about
know-
with the rabbi-looking guy?
I think so. Yeah.
All right,
That was
that's
one
like
episode
season
I watched.
2.
You know what
Okay.
probably
That's all I
happened
know
right
about them.
before Adam fell off the ladder? He probably said one of these. He probably asked one of these stupid questions, or he probably said one of his shitty jokes, and the ladder was like, "I gotta put an end to this."
Yeah, or he was pushed
That's
off
pretty
like
funny.
You
table-
may have been pushed off that ladder.
Yeah,
Like
like
a ghost.
like a fucking Razor Ramon against Shawn Michaels.
It was me from the future.
WrestleMania. When is that? I want to watch it.
It's this weekend.
Yeah, huge. This has become huge, man.
Is it me or now I feel like it's getting smaller because it's on Netflix?
What do you mean small?
Oh, maybe.
I feel like maybe the hype is dying down now that it's so easily accessible and like people are realizing that the storylines aren't really that good.
Dude, it's 2 nights. It's a lot of
a lot.
Yeah, it's a big spectacle, as they say. But I mean, are they
spectacle.
making money? What's the,
Spectacles and testicles.
yeah? What's the stock at? And it's not WWE
Well, now
stock
everything
anymore.
kind of
it's-
went down for a bit, but the stock was the TKO stock in
Yeah,
general did
TKO.
well when it first came out. If you invested in TKO, you made
Yeah,
money
yeah, exactly.
because it's UFC and WWE same stock. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Because TKO owns
TKO
both.
owns everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
Crazy.
The guy from Entourage.
That was a good business move.
yeah.
That was a crazy business
It's
move.
Ari Emanuel, right?
It is funny that's his name. Yeah,
He's the guy from Entourage, the real guy from Entourage. The
they
guy
based
that-
it off him.
They based it off him.
No
Yeah.
way.
The guy in Entourage is based on him.
Are you sure?
I'm very, 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 very close to being certain.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I had no. That's pretty good. Imagine that's how much of an impact you left on people.
And his brother used to work for Obama.
When Chicago?
Yeah. Rahm Emanuel.
Oh yeah, Rahm Emanuel. That's his brother.
That's his brother. Yeah, he's a powerful mofo.
Can I just say something? Is it weird when we actually look at it that it's always the same people that control everything?
Yeah. Yeah. If you can go
feels
down
like a
that
game.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the?
No, like the actual, like you'll know. Let's say you'll know it's Steve Bermanstein or whatever, and then it's like this is on it, and then yeah, it's Steve Bermanstein.
Oh, they're all interconnected. Like,
Yeah, like
they're all
somehow
related,
It's like always the
or-
same 10 people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All the
yeah.
time.
I always found that a little weird.
Like there's definitely some gatekeeping happening.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Like every new thing they own,
Dude, there's gatekeeping amongst like
small scale stuff.
small scale stuff.
So imagine when it gets
as
there.
as below, so above.
Yeah.
As
He's
above,
right.
so below.
As above, so below. What are you
It's
trying
a
to say?
big club, and you and
What
I
I'm trying to
ain't in
say.
it.
What I'm trying to say. What I'm
Even
trying to
us,
say.
like low budget
Even
shit.
low budget people, the shit that they do happens in the high end. It just happens at a higher level for much more money. There's the same office politics, whether between the between the secretaries, as there is for the multimillionaire lawyers on the high level. You know what I mean? It's
I
all
know.
the same shit. at
There's
the end of the
bouncers
day.
in bars that let you in around.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Even at that
There's-
level. So imagine when you get to the top.
It is wild to think of though, huh?
Where did I just see Alex Jones? He was on something now.
Alex Jones is jacked right now. He's
Yeah.
on his
He was on a show yesterday.
he's on his revenge tour.
Yeah.
Bro, he's looking jacked, and then someone on the end, like, we have to talk about Alex Jones' transformation. And he takes the tweet. He's like, it's called diet and exercise, you piece of shit.
Yeah, because he took a major hit, so he says, let me fix my life.
Also,
Yeah, he
Alex
has a new
Jones saw
girlfriend.
RFK is like, you know what? This man is right.
He has a new girlfriend. He's jacked. He's healthy. Leave him alone.
How's he making money?
He has a
His
show.
website, bro.
Infowars, yeah.
I know, but didn't he have to pay $1 billion?
No, there was weird shit that happened with that like it was completely legal. Like it was completely.
And he had a chap-
Also,
he
if
went
it's a-
bankrupt, but he started, I guess, a new company or something.
Maybe, but it's still his thing. It's still Infowars. I think that was pending. Some people got involved because apparently the judge, like, you weren't allowed to do it. He just gave it
Yeah,
to
okay.
some like bidder. Like
Okay.
it was very weird the way it happened. It was not legal. So I think because of that, they.
And also, if you order me to pay $1 billion and I don't have, I'm just like,
What are we gonna do? Where am I gonna find $1 billion?
I'm not even gonna stress out about that. I'm just gonna be like, what?
$1 billion. No, if you asked me to get you $1 billion, I would laugh.
Even if I had $100 million and you ordered me to pay $1 billion, I'd be like,
Yeah, we're laughing, bro. $1 billion. What do you want me to do?
okay, bro, like,
It's like when somebody gets a
Or like-
400-year sentence. Like, don't
Yeah.
you know I'm going to die way
yeah,
before
exactly.
Just say life.
that? Yeah, just
Yeah.
say life. Well, that's what we do here. But in In the States, they can have a 400-year sentence.
I think they make it a point to show how much of a piece of shit this person was.
Yeah, it is that.
You know what I mean?
It is exactly that. You got 5 life sentences, so you don't even exactly. You're right.
In North Korea, they imprison your offspring as well.
Yeah, if you fuck up,
Your descendants.
if you're, that's the
wild.
worst. Grandpa
Some kid,
fucked
bro,
up.
has done nothing.
Yeah.
He's going to school like, come here, you piece of shit.
Yeah, you know what? Your grandfather was sentenced to 400 years. It's your turn.
So
I'm
what-
fascinated with that country, man. I watch a lot of North Korea stuff.
This is
Really?
a good time for me
Fascinating.
to use the word creepy. I don't know the way they. You know?
No, it's something weird.
No, you're still not using that word right.
He's a deity to them.
Look, the only thing
want me
that's
to say?
creepy
When they see him,
is
they
you.
cry like at a Michael Jackson concert, bro. They can't believe who they're
Okay,
seeing.
let me clarify. Anything whereby people's rights are not being fully respected kind of creeps me out. Okay.
Shut the fuck up,
Like you here right now,
you fucking asshole.
right? To speak.
The Canadian government has been fucking creepy on people's rights. You had nothing to say about that.
That is true. You were all
And
for
you're
that.
talking
Not
shit.
in that
You talking shit about North
capacity.
Korea.
Not in that
First
capacity.
of all, Kim Jong Un, my boy, bro, he joined the Blood Gang. Okay,
That has been confirmed.
super cool dude. He likes rockets.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't like fucking rockets?
Dennis Rodman,
Elon Musk likes rockets too.
Are
The,
they
the,
buddy
the
buddies
Rocket
then?
Boys.
and that's your
Is
friend.
Kim Jong Un buddy buddies with Elon Musk then?
I bet you they've met.
Oh, for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if they've met.
I mean,
'Cause
they
he's in the
could've.
rocket business.
Also, he doesn't poop, which is super cool. Imagine
I wish
never
I didn't
having-
poop.
Yeah,
Even though I
imagine
enjoy
never-
pooping,
yeah.
I would love the free time.
Isn't that a fact?
We spent 7 years in the bathroom pooping.
I probably spent 9.
This guy told his people he
Fuck,
doesn't.
imagine how many I spend then.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He doesn't go to the
bathroom.
bathroom. Who's his tailor? He
Us?
always wears those outfits. The-
Swift.
The pants are always wide. His hair. What a
Me, I love-
strange.
me, I
look-
love
Does
the
anybody
videos.
know if Kim Jong Un speaks English?
He does speak English. He was educated in Switzerland.
Yeah.
They hate us because they're anti.
Yeah, you've heard him say it before.
Yeah.
Say it.
Yeah, you see how much money he spends on like just cheese alone, and
But man, the videos of Kim Jong Un are the best.
they're fascinating.
Oh, him riding a horse. Have you seen that?
I love it. I love it. I've seen them all. I've seen them where they said that he climbed the mountain in his Doc Martens, bro. He goes in the snow. You ever see that? It's fucking amazing.
Okay, guys, I'll give you a case that I consider a little bit more fair. A country like Afghanistan, does that not like creep you out? Where they have
Well,
Taliban's ruling, a dictatorship?
I don't think you. We're not for the Taliban. I just don't think you understand what creepy means. That's what we're saying.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
using
like,
the word.
okay,
you're using the
but-
word. You're not
Hold
using
on,
the
hold
word-
on. Pause,
Words
pause,
have
stop,
various
stop. You asked him the definition of a word, and instead of describing the definition, he made a sound.
Yeah.
Do you not realize?
Yeah.
Instead of. Do we not realize? That's insane.
Creepy comes from things that creep up on you, like in a horror movie. Okay, so you're saying creepy, like
Okay, scary. Do you want me to use a
okay,
different word?
maybe you can. You can. It's better.
Okay.
The Taliban are not scary. They're afraid of office jobs, bro.
And you guys asked me in case something I wanted to tell you that's actually in my information database. I was watching just
Information
before
database.
September 11th. Okay, that big terrorist bombing. There was actually a meeting between the Taliban and I think it took place in France. I think all the Western European powers, and honestly, that's not. Can you imagine having to negotiate with guys like that? Half of them don't even speak English. It's like.
Well, I mean, I don't
you
think
know?
that's the problem they have in negotiating. I think it's the English that's hurting.
All
them.
you have to do is bring them little boys, and you're good.
No, but also, Adam, it's such a clusterfuck. That's what the world stage is. That's what you got to negotiate
Yeah.
with.
Even though we've discovered the entire planet, there's so much.
But there's these tribes that we haven't even spoken to.
That too, and you realize how much the world is just still the Wild West.
It's this. It's
You know-
literally you want to just off yourself.
Yeah, it's insane.
Wouldn't it be
bro.
appropriate to say you have the Western world that seems pretty normal, and then the developing, the developed and the developing,
Right.
they used to call it first and second
Yeah,
world.
right now there's nothing normal about the Western world.
Yeah,
Well,
gangs. It's dark.
Dude,
What a
you're
dark
on a
episode.
podcast as an entertainer. There's nothing going right for North America and the Western world at this moment.
Adam, you're taking down the West single-handedly.
I really think the more we progress, I
The
really
more we
think
regress.
that too. But I really think China is the next superpower.
I think they are.
I mean,
already.
they are already, yeah.
Well, they are already, yeah, but I mean, like, really, like, for the next 100 years.
You know, if you look
Maybe
at GNP and all
this
these
is a
economic
critical
facts-
now with the tariffs on that. This is a critical time.
For
You're right.
real, I'm seeing it, and I'm like, yeah, no, they're gonna take over. But this always happens. It happened with the Dutch to the British to the Americans. Then there was a power struggle with the Russians and the Americans. You know what I mean? But China has completely eclipsed. They own 85% of Africa,
I
that
saw
true?
that, and the way they did it is fucking
which
genius.
is so insane. And they have access. They have access to all the mines. They have access to all the minerals in Africa.
Yep.
And
You're done.
What's
You're done.
crazy? What's crazy is they did it legally. They
Over
did it
over
wi-
time.
They did it. No, they did it without even hurting anyone. They basically loaned the land.
They bought them. They used money.
Yeah, they basically. You know what they did? They basically, they basically told the African countries like, "Hey, we're gonna come in. We're gonna build you all this infrastructure. You can profit off of it, okay? And you pay us rent. And then in 100 years we take it back."
Wow.
That's basically what they did.
Pretty smart.
And there's already laws that you could do stuff like that here as well. Like if you want real estate, if you own real estate land, you can loan it to somebody for 20 to 100
I have a
years.
question.
They did it on a
Stop.
massive scale.
They did it to all of
countries,
Africa.
countries, bro.
And then I watched videos, and there was a Chinese man, and he was actually giving shit to an African man. He goes, "What the fuck?" Because he was mad at him. He goes, and the Chinese guy goes, "What the fuck? What? We gotta teach you everything from fucking scratch? You had the fucking Europeans here for so long. You didn't fucking learn nothing from them. Now we gotta fucking teach you." And it's
Who did he say that to?
to an African dude.
But Africa is a continent, so you don't know which country. Right?
Very important
yeah,
Oh,
question.
he means
Poseidon.
one of the black Africans.
And I have a
Yeah.
who profited from the operation in question? The
China.
locals, or that you do this work for us, but the money comes to us?
They
You know what I
both
mean?
profit.
Ah, okay.
Because the locals, the African governments, the African countries' governments pay rent for this infrastructure and land to the Chinese,
Right.
and they get the profit.
Okay.
So
the
they'll
profit is
profit.
split.
They'll profit of $100,000 a year, but they'll
Right.
pay $15,000 a
Okay,
year.
I get it.
For the infrastructure.
So it's mutually beneficial.
But then in
if you know
100
the-
years, here's the thing: in 100 years, the infrastructure belongs to China. But what is the infrastructure on?
African soil.
African soil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Therefore, the African soil then belongs to China.
But this is an
But only
intellectual
for
conversation.
100
I like
years.
this.
Only for 100 years, you said.
Well, they did it already years and years ago.
Adam, you're not understanding. You're not
on.
understanding. You're not understanding what he's saying.
Okay, look. Let's say you live in that boiler room.
Okay.
Okay?
Fine.
You still live there.
Let's say.
I come in and say, I go, bro, you know what? I'm gonna invest in this boiler room.
I'm now your landlord? Something like that?
No, I'm your fucking landlord.
I just said that. Yeah. You're my new landlord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say.
I thought I'm gonna
Okay.
invest. You can use it.
Right.
Okay. And you can rent it out. You keep the profits, but you still have to pay me a rent. And then in 10 years, when it's built up and
Yeah.
it's generating massive profits,
Yeah.
I come back and I can take it free of charge. You made your profits in 10 years. You're out.
Oh, okay. I see.
I had to explain it in boiler room terms. That's insane.
So if it's think of the boiler room as a country, Adam.
Yes.
Many boiler rooms.
Yeah. And they've been doing that. So, which means if they have access to the soil, so if they're building mines and all this,
I hope
The-
this
the-
is not a. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
the gold mines and the diamond mines and all this shit then belongs to the Chinese.
I hope this
That's
is not
why
a
they
stupid
did it.
comment. But if I'm a thinking person and I'm the president of an African country, I'm going to say, okay, great, we're going to have this operation lasting 100 years. And then what? Then it all goes back to you?
First of all,
I'd wanna
the
go-
leaders of these African countries are 68 years old.
And they're corrupt.
Older. So they're not going to be around for 100 years. So they don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Even their grandkids won't be around for
And
100
they're
years.
taking advantage of these African countries because there's nothing there.
And they're corrupt. And apparently, what's funny is what I've seen online. I don't know how true this is. Again, I'm just regurgitating stuff I see online. Apparently, the Chinese have been taking better care of the African people than their own governments,
According
That
to,
I believe.
According to the sites that you.
according to videos and
Which
stuff.
is why
I've
that guy
seen.
was telling off the guy. saying,
Exactly.
You didn't learn nothing here. Okay.
The only country that hasn't been touched by this yet is Burkina Faso because they have the new leader that's really stringent and very hardcore.
but all the other 55 have. There's 56 countries in Africa, so there's only one.
How do you know there's
I
56?
love that.
Bro, the
love that.
random shit that he
I
doesn't
love
know.
that he
and
knows that.
Listen,
the other 55. You know,
It's because you know for World Cup qualifying, I just know. What do you want me to say?
that's something I should know that I don't know. There's 56 countries.
Poseidon,
in
I'm with you.
Africa.
It's so wild.
That's insane, dude.
56 countries in Africa.
Like I know there's 50 US. Okay, it is a little on the random side, but
You can't remember the last time you took
I
a
can't
shit,
name
but you
them
remember
all.
there's
I can't
56
name them
countries.
all. I can name about
Regardless.
3/4.
Okay, name them.
South
Seriously?
Africa.
Yeah.
Western. Okay, Western. Senegal, Guinea,
Papua New Guinea.
Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso. I can name,
Ethiopia?
That's
Ghana.
east. That's east. Yeah.
Niger.
Ethiopia is east. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. I thought you said Africa. All African countries.
Mauritania, or Mauritania, however it's pronounced.
I didn't even know that country existed.
Benin, Togo. Okay, I just there's a lot of Africans living here, by the way.
Okay,
So
South Africa, do the South and the center.
I'm not as good as that. I'm not good at that.
Oh, really? Yeah, the darker they get, you're not as good as remembering them, man. you piece of
Interesting,
shit.
Adam. Your true colors have come to
I
light.
could name some of them. I don't know. Nigeria is in Central Africa. Tanzania, Botswana, South Africa.
Botswana. I didn't even know Botswana existed.
Can we?
Burundi.
Hold on. Botswana is an amazing name.
Somalia, Ethiopia.
Let's say it, Poseidon. It is an amazing name, right?
It is
Oh yeah,
actually
Egypt,
pretty
Sudan, Libya. Anyway, as you can
Yeah,
say,
you got you know a lot of them. That's for sure.
cool. Okay, tell me European countries.
I probably know
England, Scotland, Ireland, Belgium, Netherlands, France, Germany, Spain, Portugal.
Okay, but name
Greece.
one that's not Muslim.
Are you guys making a link at least? When you talk to me about geography, I generally know what I'm talking about.
Northern Italy.
pretty good.
Thank you.
But if you go past Rome, it's all hell's broken loose.
Oh boy, buddy.
That's true. Absolutely. As soon as you
I'm
get off the
not
train
joking.
station, it
Oh,
looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
Lacadie.
Be able to
Looks like
name-
Lacadie.
Yeah,
All the former Russian republics: Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan.
Those are not European countries.
No,
former,
he said-
yeah, the
Okay.
ones that are in the south there. I forgot. Armenia, Azerbaijan. Anyway, you get
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
you see, I'm not just you didn't just Africa. He knows every. Well,
He's
I
pretty
tried.
good. He's pretty
Yeah,
good at
thank
the
you.
map. At
Okay,
the
tell me all the
geography.
Chinese provinces.
You got me on that one.
Oh, hold on. Wait, really?
Could you imagine he starts with
Oh
the
my God.
I went to Hong Kong.
You? Shut the fuck up. When?
No.
I had a 12-hour layover.
Did you need a visa?
Did you get out of the airport?
Yeah, we said, fuck it, let's go. And that's when I saw, that's why I wasn't surprised at all that stuff with the lab and the COVID, because I went to an outdoor market and there was a butcher. It's plus 35 degrees outside. And this guy in the hot sun is chopping up a cow and the blood is going down the drain.
In Hong Kong.
And I went,
Yeah, the Chinese don't care.
Did you not need a visa?
No, sorry, the
Or you
Honkanese.
got one beforehand.
The
I got
Honkanese,
one.
that sounds fun.
I like that. It sounds sexy. The Honkanese.
I never showed, I showed you
The
guys
Honkanese
those
are good in traffic.
videos. I showed you guys those videos.
That's
I went there. It was 12 hours. It's like really rich or really poor. You either have the Louis Vuitton stores in Times Square, they have their own Times Square, or you have real working class people. There doesn't seem to be.
You mean slave class?
Yeah, there really isn't.
There's no such thing as working class would imply that
Right,
people
right.
are somewhat happy.
Yeah, no, that's what I noticed.
Yeah.
We walked around trying to look for somewhere to eat and said, screw this. Went back to the airport, ate a pizza.
But if you're going to, you know what they say, when in Hong Kong, try the pizza.
Yeah, correct. Correct. But yeah, it was okay.
Who are you with?
I was with Giuseppe,
The MC?
the MC.
The guy with the hair?
The guy with
What
the
is he
hair.
doing? Now, like, what's he up to, this guy? I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, he has a tour. He has his.
So he's not around? He's in another country?
I don't know where he is. He's somewhere.
But he's safe? Like, he's okay?
He's you know what he does? He's a hustler.
Good.
You have to promote and produce your own shows and
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
and
he's
that.
very good at
the
that.
guy is always on Instagram live and this and that and game shows and
Yeah, for real, he knows how to do it.
I have a question
he does
about
that.
this.
Yeah,
man.
he's a good guy. Never made me laugh once.
I have a question about him.
Still, he's an awesome promoter. So he
he's
doesn't...
very good at that. Exactly.
Out of all the hairstyles you could have chosen, why did you choose the one that makes him seem taller?
Yeah, you're right. Now you made me think of an old Simpsons episode.
Well,
where
would you
Bart-
want to seem shorter is the big question?
I'm not sure if he has his hair like that anymore. I
Yeah?
think it's blue or something. I don't know. Yeah.
You know what? He started at Poseidon. He was on a date and there was one ride he couldn't get on.
Yeah.
He's like, never again.
But that's it. It reminds me of an old Simpsons episode
think
where
he's-
Bart
That was-
wants to be taller.
But that was stylish for a while. Like Pauly D, your hair had to be a little up like that, and people liked it. It was part of the
I
style.
would
Do you
Take
think
him
he
like
saw
4
Pauly
hours.
D and he was like, not on my fucking watch?
I'm gonna go tall, but I think that was a style. Now, at one point, you had the rectangle a bit.
Pauly
And you,
D?
No,
Bro,
but
I
the guy
remember-
literally it went up like a 2 feet, man.
no, yeah, he went hardcore.
It was
Yeah,
Kid and
but
Play. It
speaking
was
of Pauly D, I remember I used to have a client in car rentals, and he had his hair. He was a Sri Lankan shorter man. He had his hair. If you put his hair and Pauly D's hair next
Oh,
to
you
each
told me
other,
this, yeah.
there was no difference.
Wow.
There was no difference in the hairstyle. Zero. None. It was exactly the same hairstyle. This man did not know who Pauly D was.
But it was as if he decided
He's
that's
like, this is my hairstyle. And then when I showed him who Pauly D was, the guy had a meltdown.
He
And
freaked.
First of all, he got upset.
It is funny that he had never heard of Pauly D.
But it's exactly the same.
Parallel
Yeah.
thinking.
First of all, he was not happy.
He got mad.
He was like, how
He thought
dare
the
this
guy
man copy my style? I was like,
I'm
bro,
going
it's
to take over his
Pauly-
country.
It's Pauly D, bro. You know, like he didn't copy your hairstyle. And he was like, wow, that's crazy.
That guy, they have a show now called Aussie Shore.
Well, they're making a Jersey Shore Canada. You know that, right? They're casting
Well, they
now.
have Aussie, Australian.
No, but
Shore.
they're making a Canada one right now. They're casting for it.
Aussie would be
real?
pronounced, no? Not Aussie.
Adam,
Crazy.
please go on.
Who they choosing?
What's
know.
it going
I'm
to be
not part of the
called?
I know there's definitely gonna be some Quebec
Oh, there better be.
trashy women.
There's going to be
There
one
better
Quebecer
be,
there.
there
for
there's
sure.
better
gonna
be.
there's gonna be a Kevin in there with tribal tattoos.
But
would
I want to
love
know where's this beach they're going to?
3 Indians from
They're,
Toronto.
where they go, they're going to the lake in Toronto?
Honestly, I don't know if they're going to do it shore-wise, but they said we're casting for the Jersey Shore version,
Yeah.
but Canadian. Canadian version of Jersey Shore. So, yeah.
It's MTV
the boardwalk
Network?
is in Old Montreal.
No, but that's it.
You never know.
That's what I'm trying to figure out is where do we go to the beach here?
It's
No, we
beach
don't.
club. They don't go. There's no beach. They go to beach club, bro.
Maybe they go
Have you
to
ever been to Beach Club?
No, never.
Where is it?
I
in Oka.
refuse to.
It's in Oka. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I went
Place with the
years
water
and years
slides?
ago.
No, that's a Super Rocco Club.
Fuck
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
You know where they're probably gonna film it? You know, Ontario. In Ontario,
Well, there's huge lake.
There's
Yeah.
those lakes, but they're beautiful lakes.
Yeah, yeah.
Clear water, sandy beaches. I think that's where they're gonna film it.
Have you ever been in lake water? It's freezing. It's creepy.
Yeah.
Something about lakes that just is.
Yeah, but you're talking about like the lakes that we have here. That's a nice like. There's just sand, and there's no. I think there's almost no fish in the lakes. So
Well,
it's-
I don't even know if there was sand on the lake. It's usually always
it's
mud
always,
and
no. It's always well. You're talking about clay. We
Okay.
have a lot of clay. That's why the color of the
yeah,
water.
yeah.
But I guess the Great Lakes don't have that much clay, so the sand is clearer. It's whiter sand. You know what I mean?
If you go to New Hampshire,
Because
the
the
water's
sand-
still freezing. You know how cold water is here.
Yeah, obviously. But I mean, like our water mixes with a lot of soil
Yeah.
from the trees, and it
Yeah.
mixes with a lot of clay. So that's why it has that brownish
Yeah,
color.
yeah, yeah. It
But
looks-
it's still if you go to a lake,
It's
I get
fresh
it.
water.
It's fresh water. It's still super clean water, but it looks murky because of
yeah.
the clay and
You're
because
right
of the
about that.
soil.
You're right about
But
that.
if you go like the Great Lakes in Ontario, there's no trees around. There's no clay in the water.
Yeah.
Well, why sand is usually a lighter colors, and so why would the waters be murky?
But that's where it'll
what I
probably
mean?
pollution because of pollution, no?
But 100%, there's going to be like a Gaspé girl. There's going to be all that shit.
Yeah,
There's
100%.
gonna be like some trashy.
New Brunswick.
Maybe Yukon. That would be funny if they good from everywhere.
There's
they
gonna
have to
be-
have one
There's
from
gonna
up
be a
there.
Moroccan fraudster.
Yeah.
Yo, spetagish.
Targish, frère.
Yo, spetagish, frère.
Yeah.
Yo, tu veux du gasoil? Oh, tu veux du gasoil, G?
Adam,
Yo,
we
20 piastres live.
you would.
Ah.
You know how fast Adam would get hired?
He's got the slit on the
The
eyebrow.
only thing is, Adam's like my age. You'd have to be younger.
Adam could get away with it. Adam, you're in charge of the house.
Adam, yeah, you
Which
could get
house?
away with it because you're Adam.
Which house?
Like it would be funny if Adam is leading the house. Like that's his thing. He's
The
in
house
charge
where
of
they all live on
Instead of a duck phone, they have a goose phone.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I get it.
Duck, goose.
Yeah.
Starting to see those geese all over the place.
Them geeses.
Yeah.
So Adam, before we go, any closing statements?
Not really. I love the crowd as usual, and I love our new guest.
I love how I'm a guest.
Oh, that was wild. That was wild. You know, Adam, I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. He's gonna murder you.
Yeah, you know
Or
what
at the very least, he's gonna beat you to death.
That's great, Adam.
you know
I
what he's
love
gonna
that.
do? You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna be while you're sleeping. He's gonna come on top of you. He's gonna piss on you. You're gonna wake up, and then he's gonna gouge your eyes out, piss on you again, and then kill you.
That's
That's what he's gonna
And
do.
we don't know in what order, eh? That's the mystery.
No, I just said the order.
Well, the order could be wrong though.
tell me
Oh,
that.
that's what you're concerned about. The order of how he's gonna murder you.
Adam, what was this? What was the pig joke?
The pigs are going to squeal on me when I get on the train. Remember the passenger, the commercial train, whatever it's called.
And you're gonna squeal too once Guido gets a hold of you.
Yeah. I'm a great guest.
Guido's going on make you squeal. Adam?
Yes. Oh man.
That's what you're gonna sound like.
Adam, you didn't answer us last time, but we're going to say right now, how far along are you in dating? Are you open to it now?
I thought you were gonna ask him the
No, I'm
pregnancy for some reason. I don't know why.
No,
How far along is your pregnancy? No, but are you into it now? Are you close to dating?
I'm not.
I think you're financially secure that you can go out on a date.
Well, that's your opinion, but unfortunately, I don't agree with it.
Okay.
No, he's not financially secure.
Well,
He's financially insecure. He fell off a ladder today.
he was pushed off the ladder.
Adam, was anyone around you? Were you pushed off the ladder?
My boss was there. He said,
There you go. There you go.
he was
Like,
assigning me to do a
I
task.
fired this guy 3 weeks ago. He hasn't gone. I got an idea. Adam, get on that ladder.
I can't with you.
Wait, was he helping you? You know, you could have sued the shit out of him.
No. I mean,
I don't think he's hired legally.
Oh, it's true, huh? Maybe he's not.
Maybe
I
that's
don't
it.
know. Yeah, but you're
You
forgetting.
don't know how you
you're
get paid?
forgetting. If I had been in the hospital and then in crutches, maybe, but nothing happened, so.
What do you mean nothing happened? You landed on your knee.
Wait, hold
if
on.
I don't get
hold
injured,
Pause. We forgot to ask a very crucial question. How tall was this ladder?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
a little bit more than the human, my height. Like 2 meters tall, let's say.
Okay.
And I was on the third of the 4 steps.
So you were on a stepping ladder, not a real ladder.
I don't even know what the difference is between
A
real
step
and-
ladder?
A
I don't know
step
the
ladder.
difference.
A step ladder is like a triangle shape.
Yeah, that's what I was on.
All right.
Oh, it was a triangle. Oh, so you were on a real ladder. Okay.
I was on a step ladder. I was on a stool.
Oh no, step ladder. What are you doing?
That's fine.
I don't even know what
I think
that
we're gonna
means.
close on that.
Yeah,
Right.
intellectuals.
Intellectuals.
Out.